All right, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night once again, 8 o'clock. It is time for Gaming Beyond the Box. Hope you guys have had a hell of a week. There's been a lot of crazy things shaking up in the gaming world this week. And man, we have got some crazy guests here on with us tonight. We've got our number one X-Bot. You guys thought Obi-Wan was our number one X-Bot. No, sir. We have the original X-Bot. We have X-Bot 448 with us. And we have Undead, one of the members of the Iron Lords. And we have Technoblast with us as well tonight. And we have our regular panel of degenerates. So we are ready to start this shit. Let's have some fun with it. And as always...
ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy!
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. So, let's start off. Fork Boy, tell everybody what you've been up to, dude, since last week.
So I went out of town last week, went to visit my brother and my grandma, discovered that my grandma likes to walk around the house naked and thinks she has clothes on. So, yeah, that was a little disturbing.
That's not creepy at all.
No, especially when you have an argument with her, like, Grandma, you don't have clothes on. And she's like, no, I do. And you're like, no, Grandma, you don't. You're like, naked.
Damn.
So Grandma might be going to a house, which kind of sucks, but she's like 84 years old, so it's kind of something we were kind of expecting. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. But other than that, glad to be back. Got back on Destiny, playing some WoW, and just getting back into the swing of things, and super excited about the Xbox with the announcement that they had that we're going to be talking about today. So just excited to be here tonight. Woohoo!
That's all of us. And by the way, nobody gives a fuck about Battletoads!
No, see, dude, you have a duty to people want to hear it for real, okay? Come on, man.
All right, HR Bomber, what's going on, dude?
Yo, what's going on? I'm excited, man. Lots of good news, lots of just everything, man. Just it's a good week. I mean, here lately, honestly, been playing a lot of freaking WoW because of Fork. It's his fault.
Whoa. I'm level 28. You're level 50, ass. Don't even say it's my fault.
Well, it is your fault for getting me into it.
Which one is the enabler?
But yeah, he's the enabler. But no, just excited for tonight. I appreciate definitely our guests coming in here, chilling out with us too. So it's gonna be a good old night.
I do believe so. And then we've got Leo. What's going on, Leo?
Oh, nothing much, man. Thanks to Bomber and Ghost, I've tried out COD World War II and loving it. Yeah. And then playing Destiny 2, obviously.
Woo!
Why? But
Right.
Go, buddy.
Brap, what's going on, dude? I see you in the chat, man. What is up, Brap? All right,
dude, that's so weird. When I went woo, Brap showed up. I don't.
Oh, dude, Brap is
magic.
Brap is always here, and then after our show, I'll hop into Brap's. Which actually, we may be moving our show next week. We may move it to Thursday nights because I can't think of another podcast that's really important in my eyes or anybody else's. So we just may do that next week. Anyway,
my Thursday nights are usually free too. So
ooh, see, interesting.
Yeah.
And then we've got Techno. What is going on, Techno?
Hey, you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. Nothing much. Last week, I got a cyst drained out of my neck, so I got this big hole in the back of my neck.
Ow.
So that's great.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
So you've
And
been glory holes, and that's what's going on here?
Man, that's
take advantage of that hole while you have it, man.
Since it's here, $5. Just $5.
And been playing a little Far Cry 5 because I'm a little behind on my backlog. Thanks to Game Pass, they made my backlog even longer. And Into the Dead 2 on the Switch. If you haven't tried that, it's more of a run-in. It just runs forward and you just kill zombies.
Oh, I know that one. It looked pretty cool. How is it?
Not too bad. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say pay full price. I got it on sale, so it wasn't. Yeah.
I know it was originally an app.
Is it anything
phone game
like PC building simulator? If it is, I'm all over it.
Yeah, then you can totally tell people, how to build their PCs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Then I can go on to Surgeon Simulator and go to
Bomber
Surgeon.
taught me about computers today, I'll tell you that.
All right, then we will move on to Ghost. What's going on, Ghost?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your favorite stoner hanging out, playing games, and fucking off. Been playing a lot of Call of Duty because I psychotic this game. I've almost got my ARs to platinum, so tells you how much of no life I have. And let's talk about whatever's going the fuck on.
Okay, well that's a great attitude to have. All right, man. Smoking that ball, brother.
I
We'll be
like how
ready
he
by
doesn't
then.
even mention the Destiny he played.
Yeah,
Look, dude,
we're
that game sucked. I don't care for the game, but I'll go raiding when you guys want me to jump around and miss things, die constantly. And I'm sitting there thinking, why would anybody get entertainment out of this? I could be killing things and playing digital Barbie over here with my guns and Call of Duty, and that's way more exciting for me. But nonetheless, I like to play with my friends. There you go, Leo. Did I put it out there for you?
Aww.
all right. Next, we are going to go to Mr. Undead. What is up, Undead?
Destiny is trash. That is all.
My man.
Get off this panel right now. Don't you dare. Don't you dare talk that shit.
Just glad to be here, man.
I love it.
See, that's why he's on the
Destiny
panel
sucks.
tonight, just for that particular reason, right there. And we have the one, the only. Like I said earlier, man, we thought Obi-Wan couldn't be here tonight. He had some family things to do with his little girl.
Wilmy,
And-
that was the only reason why I said, "Oh, come on!" I wanted to do a show with Obi, and
Well, I mean, two giant
Yeah, we're not
Xbox together,
putting you
man. I
on the
mean,
same panel.
Yeah, we can't have that. The universe will explode.
All we be hearing is Xbox this, Battletoads that.
dude, brother, don't
Well,
you know I am king neutral, man? What are you talking about?
Look, I didn't make a goddamn list, and Microsoft stores replied to 4 of my texts. Okay.
I was going to say,
yeah, we
wasn't
gotta
there
we gotta
on
get that
the
list redone. By the way.
Hashtag I made the list, man. Not only
See?
that,
You're
not
not
only
neutral.
that, I am S level. I
Well,
am an
your
S-level
name is
preferred
Xbox.
nut hugger.
There are people on that list. There are people on that list that are PlayStation fans that I didn't make the list. That makes me feel like, wow, I am really missing something here in my life.
Dude, you gotta work harder, man. What the hell?
Yeah, apparently, I'm like, what the fuck?
I actually got a message yesterday, and I don't read them very often here on the podcast anymore because I just get so many. But I got one that told me I have been on RDX 6 times in the past 4 months, and that makes me an official Xbot.
Oh,
I was like, that's great. Okay, thank you. But whatever. I just quit even replying to some of these dumbasses.
I mean, I'll be honest, Wilmy's on my friends list on Steam, on Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation, so he's on there.
Not on Stadia, though.
Yeah, not on Stadia. However, he's on PC way more than on
Dude, he
Xbox.
shares all PC pictures.
Well, you spend
on Twitter,
$10,000, I
man.
hope so.
He's like, hey, I can play
Right,
this on
like-
Xbox, or I can play this in 8K.
Matter of fact, I
He's
think
gonna-
what my buddy FC Violent in the chat, I think he was on there too, wasn't he? Well, I think he was on the list.
Man, what the hell?
So,
I need to read the
Violence,
list.
Violence calling the show a Transformers
It's gonna
movie
be my
because
Oya
there's so
friend.
many bots here, man.
yeah. But by the way, since you're our final guest Xbot, why don't you tell everybody what you've been up to, brother?
PlayStation.
Dude, I've had a really exciting week, man. I just got my ornament for the Symmetry Exotic, which means I just hit rank 100 in my season pass in Destiny 2. Thank
Congrats,
you very
man.
much.
Wow,
Congrats.
congrats.
That's awesome.
Dude,
What's
I did that a while ago.
Yeah, I know.
no. Dude, I got 3 kids, all that. Man, I got
Noob.
shit I gotta do. Yeah.
Hey, so here to make you feel a little better, my nephew plays a lot, and there's a guy in his guild or clan that is rank 1100.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, my only comment is no girlfriend, no life, no job, lives in basement, and my nephew's comment was actually yes. I'm like, yeah.
Yo, my oldest son told me because we were talking about my season pass and like how excited I was, to hit rank 100, how I was getting close and everything like that. He's like, well, if you stop playing those other games and just play Destiny, I'm like, nah, dude, really?
Damn.
But no, I got back into Ori, Ori in the Blind Forest because I'm getting ready for Ori 2, and that's definitely a platformer that if you want to get kind of like get the feeling back for that kind of like difficult platformer, I suggest going back and playing the first one again.
I was gonna say, if you want to get mad all over again, there you go, play it.
That's why I get my blood pressure up.
For me, man.
I'm going in fresh.
It's fun, though. It's a good game, though. Absolutely.
Dude,
It's a
you will
beauty
get
game
mad.
of a game.
You will get mad though.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how many times with the tree that was filling with water. I don't know how many times I
dude.
died there, man. It was insane. But and then the good news on the games with gold, because my game of the generation, last generation, was Castlevania Lords of Shadow, but I never played the sequel. So now I'll be able to play the sequel in March, and I don't have to necessarily pay for it.
Yeah.
Sonic Generation.
I played the sequel. It wasn't that great compared to the first one.
The first one, dude, the twist at the end, I
Yes.
dropped my controller, man. I'm like, oh no. Dude, it was absolutely amazing. But I want to play the second one just to see exactly what all that was about. But I just never did, I never got around to spending the money on it, on the 360. So I'll be able to play it now with games with gold, man. But
God, I hate free games.
yeah, I know, right? It's just
That's terrible.
And then Sonic Generations is one of my favorite Sonics as well. It was kind of like it was dubbed as the one as kind of like the rebirth of the Sonic franchise, and it was really good. So seeing that go into games with gold as well, and there's something about the number 12. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't. I know it has something to do with 12, but dude, it's been a great week, man.
Yeah, I mean, Monday, I think everybody got a shock. And actually, since I'm a full-fledged Xbox now, I'll go ahead and say it. Dealer kind of called this back in December on RDX. They told everybody, man, the Xbox is going to be 12 teraflops. It's there. It was confirmed by Microsoft
Dude,
Monday.
I don't agree with him on the price, though. Like, I really feel this is going to be a $600 system, man.
I don't know.
I'll say $499.
I think they're going to do
course you
anything
would.
they can, man, to undercut and come out cheaper.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but when they were talking about the Series X a long time ago, they were talking about they've said they are not going to be beaten on power and on price.
But if they come out with Lockhart, they have price with Lockhart, they have power with Series
But the thing
X.
is Lockhart was never a like sure thing. Like it's still not a sure thing. I mean, I know
it still hasn't even been announced as of yet. They really haven't confirmed it.
That's why I said if, brother. That's why I said
If it comes out, yes, then they have price there. But I feel like the Series X is going to be. I mean, it's not going to hit $400. No, but it could be $449.
Well, I can see I can see a $300 Xbox One X, a $400 Series S or Lockhart, a $500 PS5, and a $600 Series X. Like, I know a lot of people, they want to make it really sound good, and of course, the cheaper you can go, the better it sounds. But I really feel like when it comes to Xbox, they really, if they're coming out with a more kind of like price efficient SKU, then I feel like they don't really care about getting the Series X as low as it can get either. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be really interesting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be something to see. Plus the ray tracing and all the other features they're adding in.
Yo, you guys saw Digital Foundry?
I did.
Yo, it is so funny when they have to do a complete 180 when they predict something for Xbox. And when Phil came out and said 12 T-flops and, really kind of, gave a little more in terms of details, I watched Digital Foundry's video, and they had to do a complete 180 with what they're saying. They're like, so it looks like the Series X is it's going all in on ray tracing now. It was hilarious.
That's why I say I don't really pay, and I tell everybody that watches this show, don't even take us seriously. We do the same thing, man. We give you our opinions and what we think. I mean, I don't work for Microsoft. I don't work for PlayStation. Neither does anybody else on the panel. But
we're going to acknowledge.
We make up our own statistics. Just FYI.
Yeah, except for the ones about how many people watch porn on their PlayStation Vita. Now that was legit.
That was.
But I don't take any of these so-called gaming sites seriously. Digital Foundry either. Because like you just said, man, look how many times they've gone back and forth and done complete 180s.
Well, these are the people that were pointing out Blades of Grass at one point in time and pointing out that a game isn't necessarily as good as the the multiplats. Like, well, one's 900p, the other one's 1080p. So you should get the 1080p one. And it's like, well, there's not really that much a difference between 900 and 1080. And like they help fuel this entire generation. So anytime that they have to kind of go back into their shell and have to reverse what they said, it's a great day for me, man. Absolutely love watching it. Yeah.
And see, I don't really care, and I know a lot of people don't get this. That's why I don't really care who wins this fake console war. 'Cause I'm a PC gamer, so it doesn't really fucking matter to me. I mean, I bought Stadia last week, okay? You know, I bought 2 Stadia setups, and I'm a lonely guy on Stadia. It's me, Mooch, and some other guy I don't even know.
That's the Stadia support. Like I told you, you only have one.
Exactly. Friend. You know, I bought Stadia, and I'll admit I'm impressed with the technology. There's just no content as of yet. But you know, to me, it's about the games. That's what I want to see. I don't really care. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, the Xbox has 12 teraflops. I mean, it made my nipples hard for a brief moment. But I really want to see the PS5 specs. You know, I want the games that are coming from both these consoles. I don't really care about what, you know. If one of them comes to my house, it cooks my breakfast, you know, bathes my dog, takes it out for a walk, and washes my cars, that would be great, but it's not going to happen. So I really want games. That's what I'm
But are you sure it's not going to happen?
What? But they promised that.
Okay.
But now, like I said, man, if these things actually, you know, give you a back massage or something like that after a long, hard day, then that'd be great.
Will it come with a fleshlight attached?
I think the PS5 does.
Not
because isn't that the one that's going to be solar powered fork?
That's I mean,
I mean that and we found that out from Bomber.
Yes.
Because Bomber infiltrated their facility, and we found that one out.
I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for it to come out, but I also wonder the Lockhart and all that. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. I don't mind. But I want to say that
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I want to say, was it Dealer the one that came out and said that there would be a Lockhart? And so far, Dealer's been pretty accurate on what he's said.
You guys know he's on Microsoft's payroll, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
he has
Dealer does know a lot of people, man, and you know a lot of Microsoft people have actually been on RDX. You know, so I mean, he has inside info. Nobody's going to ask. I mean, that's between him and those guys. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yo, Wilmy, what do you think about the fact, like, just like in the beginning of last generation, you know, 360 had technology that wasn't in any PC at the time the 360 came out, and now with RDNA 2 architecture, it's looking the same way again when it comes to the Series X. I think that is one of the things that fascinates a lot of people on the tech side of the Series X. Is it's going to have technology that, as of right now, as of the announcement and kind of like solidifying certain specs and stuff, there's no PC out there with that technology. I think that's freaking cool. It's gonna make the console last longer as well.
Oh, I agree.
Because, you know, the technology, it's going to go to the PC side of things, and then, you know, third-party developers, they're going to third-party and first-party, they're going to like learn tricks of the trade when it comes to working with the tech. And before you know it, just kind of like the natural evolution of games from the beginning of the generation to the middle to the end. But it's going to keep those developers like pumping out games a lot longer into this generation, man.
Let me catch the super chat. Sovereign Cognito, thank you, sir, for the $2 super chat. He says, I was living on that living La Vida Coca life. So he admits he was watching Pornhub, folks.
Absolutely.
I mean, what else are you going to use it for? So,
but
do they still have
Persona
on the
4?
Do they have the what's that, Playroom or something like that with the camera?
Oh,
No.
the social app, whatever that thing was.
Yo, me and my friend at the launch of the PS4, there were so many people using.
I don't think they have that anymore, dude.
Because so many people were using that
'cause
to
they'll use
make
it for porn.
pornos.
It's like
Yeah, I don't think they have that
on the
anymore.
PS4 though.
We called it
Lord.
PlayStation After Dark. Yeah, like,
I
that's what it was.
remember.
Yeah, it was dirty. It was really
Wait.
dirty.
It was
What do
really
you-
bad, dude.
Wait,
kinda
I'm
like
not a PlayStation
little
kid,
avatar
but
social site.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
It was almost just like how Xbox had that thing where you could invite people to watch a movie.
Like The Sims or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
got all
this is
creeper style.
this is where
But this-
it got really
yeah,
dark and creepy.
this one
Yeah,
got
but people turned on that PlayStation camera and gave everybody a show.
Oh,
Yes, they did. Yeah, I accidentally clicked on that shit a couple times. So
PlayStation.
yeah,
Oops, sorry.
It was a little weird. So yeah,
So they took that out, huh?
they did.
Well,
I think they took out home.
It's
He's
still
going back
there
to
and
power on
people
the
use it for
PS3.
streaming, I think. But like, you can't take it off the PlayStation 4. It's like permanently in there. If you go into your games and look under there, it's
So
right
it's like
there.
a Connect version just inside it or something.
Yeah, basically.
You cocksucker! Fucking blue on blue.
What the? I'm not even going to ask. I don't care.
My team fucking shooting me, man. These fucking smokers. Jesus.
But and did anybody else? You remember the little argument a couple of weeks back? You know, everybody was saying the new Xbox, all the games are going to be held back. You know, for the old hardware, so it's going to hold back the new.
boy, that's
the
such
new
a
consoles.
tiring narrative.
But Xbox squashed that pretty quick this week with when Cyberpunk, the guys that created Cyberpunk came out and says, "Look, we're going to update your game for free."
Oh,
That was awesome.
And what do they call this? Smart release or something like that?
Smart delivery.
Smart delivery.
yeah.
Didn't they
Yeah.
do that with the 360 going to the Xbox One as well? I think they did that with like Call of Duty Ghosts.
They do it with the One X right now.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, they have, depending on what system
Well-
you have when you download a game, it takes the proper assets and downloads it to your system, so it knows what system you have. It knows what it can do. The funny thing about like them holding, like the people saying it's going to hold the games back and everything like that, people have a tendency to forget. PS4 said that Sony said that they're going to support their PS4 for a year after release as well. So what's going to happen is they're making and they're going to release PS4 games that have PS5 ports. Now, inherently, the game's got to be the same size on the PS4 or PS5. Otherwise, they're two different games. So when it comes down to it, the first year of these systems coming out, you're going to get all the bells and whistles graphically and, all the stuff that's really kind of like eye-catching. And I know Wilmy don't care about that being on PC, running shit in 8K. But, that's what you're going to get the first year from the PS5 and the Series X anyway. And then once Xbox backs away from forward compatibility, once Sony doesn't, come out with the PS4 game first and have a PS5 port to it, then you'll see kind of like the true kind of like lengths that the CPU can go for like bigger worlds and stuff like that. This is nothing new when it comes to the like new hardware coming out. They very, very rarely come out with a game that really tries to utilize like all the new bells and whistles underneath the hood of the new machine. Like it's a rarity, man. So I don't know why people are even bugging out about that.
Because it's social media.
Got
dude,
something to
Twitter's
talk
been
about.
on meltdown, man. Like it's
I mean, we're talking about the same thing. They couldn't agree if something was a blue dress or a black dress or a gold dress or whatever the fuck it was. So, I mean, it all comes down to it. If you say blue, I'm going to say black just due to the fact that I want to be different and there's people that want to just troll your shit just because, well, they have nothing better to do in their life. So,
Kind of like Puddlegate. Remember that with the Spider-Man game?
Oh
Jesus,
god,
yeah.
I remember that bullshit.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Jesus.
retarded people going after that. Well, it's kind of like just same as now is like the new thing
Okay.
now.
okay, wait a second.
Everybody's scared of Xbox now because of the coronavirus.
I put a $50 code up on Twitter yesterday. It said free used code. And I got multiple messages and people saying, I wish I'd have gotten it to it sooner. And I'm like, it was already used. You couldn't. Like one person even said, it's already redeemed. I'm like, no shit.
wow.
Dude, that's like I had a guy come at me over a couple of the tweets that I put out every week. you know that shit's fake.
Wait a second. We're not going to talk about the Phil Spencer digging up. I'm out. I'm out.
Phil Spencer is really not in Jerusalem digging underneath Solomon's temple. Okay.
That you know of.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think he's got other things to do right now. He's not on.
I mean,
find out that's
what
how
if
he gets his
Solomon's
rocks
temple
It's really a robot Phil that's already talking to you guys. He's actually over at the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he really is at the temple, I take the L on that one because, I mean, hey, anything's possible, man. It's a crazy world, like Fork said. Maybe they're
Fucking
trying to find a
robots,
place
man.
to bury the Connect. You know,
Oh no,
But-
dude! Wow.
I love my
Yes.
but
Sports Rivals. Is
yeah, man, people are
comes the
strange.
I was actually waiting for some comments back, and I didn't get any. I was actually a little bit sad.
Yeah, people don't amaze me anymore, dude. Especially when you're still doing a podcast. It's crazy as hell, man. Some of the shit you get. I mean, I actually banned. Me and Boom were actually talking the other day. You know, behind the scenes, and he's had to start doing the same thing I do. He's going through and actually having to delete comments from his podcast.
Hey,
and
Wilmy.
blocking people.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Graphic God. There you go, Graphic. But
Hello.
Jay!
Hey,
All
Techno.
hail Jay! All hail Jay!
and as everybody knows, Jay is the guy that made that amazing intro that we start off with every week now.
Yeah, that
And
was
the
a good one.
background that's moving around you. Ooh, you see it? How amazing it is. Okay, now I think we got techno back in, don't we?
Yeah, I got it back in.
All
You
right,
let me touch him. I got it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I
we
got
can
it.
hear
Testing.
you. Now let's do a Verizon commercial. Just kidding.
Is that Sprint
Isn't it a
now?
sprint now?
Well, he
No.
Yeah, he's a Sprint. That has nothing to do with
Well,
the
yeah,
gaming podcast.
yeah.
Forget about it. It's okay. It's all good.
And Sprint's T-Mobile now, so I'm confused.
It's this
I
hotel
thought T-Mobile
Wi-Fi
was Sprint. I'm
sucks.
confused.
I don't fucking know.
Hey man, we're just glad we could have you in with us. Been wanting to get you on the show for a while now, but like you know, I know when you got little ones at home, so you know, it's hard to do when you got little kids, man. Trust me.
Yeah, they're always like, Daddy, 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 Daddy.
Why do you keep calling me daddy? Go away.
Who are you?
Son, your daddy's
Look.
the milkman.
My pull-out game is strong. I don't know who your dad is.
Wait a minute, your pull-out game's not as good as Sony's.
But hey, man, it's been a wonderful week
Got a
here because
point
I'm in
there.
sunny Ohio. It's nice and beautiful.
Sonny. The fuck? I got
never
snow
heard
everywhere.
Anybody describe Ohio that way, man?
He must be in like southern Ohio.
He is.
Like me, I'm in southern
I'm in-
New Jersey. Can't you tell by the
I'm
accent?
in northern Ohio.
Ohio and Idaho.
Texas is my home, but I'm here for work, so it's
I
fun
got
to
the
come up
snow.
here.
He got the sun.
Where's your home?
Texas,
He lives in
Texas?
Texas, man.
Oh.
Dallas area.
What the fuck?
He had some drugs he had delivered to Ohio, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm in Fort Worth.
He,
That's
was-
what
he-
you know
he-
when you
on his
talk.
way back to Texas,
I'm
stopped
over,
by
I'm, over
Ghost's
by,
house.
I'm over by Valley Ranch.
Okay, dude. Yeah, well, we can do it with the podcast. We need to talk.
The salad dressing?
All right,
Well.
Bomber.
I was
Bomber.
like, is that ranch hidden?
Wilmy, go away. Oh, no, Leo, go away.
All right, Bomber. You shared an article with us, dude. You want to go ahead and bring that next topic up?
Yes, my desk calls
yeah,
the size of basketballs.
talking about the shit. What the hell did I even post? I can't remember.
Oh,
what the hell
good
I
God,
even
man. Come on.
Come on,
Dude, hey,
Bomber.
hey,
We're a
you posted
professional
all-
fucking podcast at this
yeah.
point. Do you know how much time and effort goes into this shit?
Okay, no, I'm on it. It's mine now.
All right, so
No, no,
so
no,
what?
no.
I'm
You
confused. Right? Like, shut up and talk.
Shut up and talk.
Shut up and dance.
So the latest on Oya, it's coming back. It's
Calm
going
down, guys, will you? I'm trying to
PlayStation
get
Five's
through an
backing
article
out and
on
bringing out
vintage
PlayStation 1.
Camaros, and I've been on the same
What
dang
the hell
page
is his
for
name?
20
I can't
minutes.
remember.
Oh, good.
White glove guy. I can't say his
Larry
name.
Herb, Major Nelson.
There you go. Major Nelson. There we
I
go.
thought Michael
Nelson?
Jackson
His
too.
name is
guy.
I Should Retire. That's his name.
Larry Herb.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he should have
So,
retired like 15 years ago. Yeah. That's
You
not
know,
right.
of course, he he has his little podcast now, and
I mean, that
It-
dude's never gonna retire. Look at he's probably making
No.
bank. Look at
oh, dude, I mean,
I like
come
him
on.
better than other people they have do the shows.
All right, but anyway,
Retire.
on with the topic.
Sorry. So basically, they were just talking about more about what the console's going to do, what it's what their capabilities are. little bit more basically touching on the same thing as what Phil Spencer was kind of talking about. Of course, the funny thing is during that interview, I don't know if anybody even caught it. Like I swear, God, Major Nelson almost spilled the beans on how much it was going to be.
Damn it!
Like he came because he was just like, yeah, for the cost that it's yeah, and then he had to wait till the dude man caught into it. But
and then
it was
Phil Spencer
funny.
walked in behind him and went smack the back of his head.
We're fired.
You're fucking fired.
The PlayStation.
Ridiculous.
Because dude, it was hilarious. I was like, oh wow, you all tried.
Xbox got people
felt-
watching others.
Yeah,
Just like Disney with Marvel.
But yeah, like I mean, really, they just emphasized on what everybody's been talking about. You know, this custom SSD, the 12, teraflops, which they just, he's just reiterating because he's part of the team that's been worked on with the first party team. Pretty much has done everything with Xbox for the last 15 years, minus just actually physically building the machine itself. And so basically, this guy knows in and outs of what the Series X is all about, and they're talking about how the just the raw power that they have in it, all the custom pieces, the RNA, RDNA2, like everything that's going into this thing is a true beast. And yeah, the good thing is that it's giving all their first party devs as well as, of course, the third-party devs all the power they need to be able to do what they need to do. Plus, the cool thing that I thought, which of course I know most people probably know, is like all the backward compatibility stuff. They're still finding things that they can unlock with older games, and that's why they keep on saying, with the Series X, even your older game with the OG Xbox is going to even look better and run better than it was even designed on the old boxes. So I don't know. It was a cool interview. It's only like 15 minutes long. But yeah.
Sorry.
And as a matter of fact, I think one of the quotes was the new Xbox Series X will be 8 times more powerful than the Xbox One X.
No, the original Xbox.
The original Xbox One. See?
It's double the power of the One X. Like the raw graphical power.
The raw power. That's everything. That's not saying because the GPU. It's a 6 teraflop versus 12. So technically, yes, that is double.
That's not all the efficiency and everything
exactly
into
all
it.
The teraflops.
They're going to be getting more out of the system. Which is absolutely insane, dude. And PC gamers like Wilmy, they're like, yeah. But like to a console gamer, this is like the jaw just like hits the floor. Like, wow, what are we getting here?
But technically, this is really good for PC gamers, though.
So let me jump in real quick. Hold on.
Do it.
Hey, Cloud, thanks for the super chat. Xbox has no games. For anybody that doesn't know, Cloud is actually part of the Forking crew, so he's just being an asshole.
Yeah, he's just playing around.
He says that deal.
Thanks for the super chat, but ponies have no brains.
I think Xbox and ponies, neither of those have brains.
Well, I could.
No offense,
some of the ones on social media.
Except for this Xbox,
you know what
right? Like, I'm king neutral here.
You know what I understand.
Here's my thing. Me personally, I don't really care for the whole console war thing. My thing is, though, if you're going to be one of the assholes, then you are a pony. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, trust me, there are assholes on both sides, man.
Default.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you're on. If you're going to be a complete asshat, then yeah, I think you're an idiot. That's my. Do I think one system's better than the other? No, because at the end of the day, enjoy what you play, not where you play.
Danny just said in the chat, my wife has teraflops when the bra comes off.
Oh no! That's something Daz would say.
Dude, I hope she can't read what you just typed, Danny.
I'm just wondering, Tera usually means more than 2. How many boobs your wife got, dude?
8.
You ever seen
Total Recall?
Oh! I was thinking the same thing.
Y'all just all dropped it all at one time.
Oh man!
Look, Total Recall is every man's dream. Hey, baby, how many tits you got? 2.
No matter how great the new Xbox Series X is going to be, the PS5 Has some
It is
features.
65 teraflops already. Is what I heard.
No, it was confirmed an hour ago. It's 199 teraflops.
But
No, it has
But-
666 teraflops.
did you
It's the devil.
read? Did you read
good.
about the new controller?
So
It
so
can
you
check
can
your
Read your
heart rate.
heart rate or
So
something.
It can
no,
track.
What
It
the
can
hell
track.
is with that?
It tracks your heart rate, your sweat secretion, and liters of semen ejected. What?
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I'm camping out in front of Best Buy to get it.
Okay, just remember, all of this can be recorded, so they're probably going to be like, we have a lot of fat, fucking, unfit gamers. Some guy has 190 heart rate, not realizing you're watching Pornhub going, oh, baby, take the bra off. Oh, those teraflops, those goddamn teraflops. Oh!
Dude,
Anybody's near Fork, somebody call 911, please. I think he may have just actually lost it.
I mean, why do you need to know what your heart rate is? What are you doing on gaming that you need to know your heart rate?
I can kind of
having that
explain this.
useless light in
What
the
people
front.
said with that technology, with like tracking your heart rate and stuff like that, is developers can make like, when it comes to scary games, when your heart reaches a certain rate, they can program like jump scares and stuff like that. They want to give you a heart attack, is basically what it is, man.
Oh, that's great.
It's okay.
So future
metric
lawsuit.
based,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Makes me think of that board they put with the Wii for fitness or whatever.
Oh, the
Oh,
Ouija?
yeah.
What? Yeah. All I
Yeah,
heard was the board and weed. I'm like, yo.
the
Wii.
Oh, I'm like,
That like
yeah.
fitness board they had that you
Like,
stood
dude, I
on.
didn't smoke before the show. I will be smoking after the show, though. So.
Oh, you should
I mean-
always smoke before.
I mean, let's be honest. It all comes down to that. Yeah, they can have the feedback and everything, but someone is going to file a lawsuit and be like, hey, I was perfectly fine, and then I had a cardiac arrest because the game since I was at a 65 heart rate, and a guy came out, and I then had a quadruple bypass. Never mind the fact that I'm 400 pounds, never left my chair, and I have a shit bucket under my chair.
Ah,
Shit.
Oh, that's nasty.
you paint
That's
really,
bad.
really pretty pictures.
Oh, all of us are old enough. We remember the South Park episode.
Oh, yeah.
Change my shit bucket!
Well, and sadly, that kind of goes along with what I do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can relate. I've seen worse.
yeah.
Willie's
Willie's
like, I've seen
only-
a lot of shit buckets in my life.
Willie's like, only one shit bucket? You are
Only
not
one?
a gamer.
But let's change things up a little bit. Let's talk about the new blockbuster, and we know this is going to happen. We've all been kind of predicting this for a while now. Employees are coming out to speak about GameStop.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
haven't
Dude, I've been doing that for like years, man.
employees been doing
Yeah,
that for
I
a
mean-
while now? It's like we all know it's going downhill.
But
Every year we get a new article talking about it's going
Yeah, they're-
downhill. I'm just waiting for the day it does go downhill. It's like I hear they're closing, but they're not closing. I need them to close that way I can say, "Yep, I knew it."
I knew it.
They're
But does
forcing people
anybody
to
really
ask
want
about
them to
tech and-
close, though?
Well,
I
mean,
don't care.
I just need them to stay open for one more year, and that's it.
Yep. let me get my
All right.
console.
Let me
Well,
trade
I'm
in
good.
one of my X's towards the X, the Series X, so I can,
Yeah, I
make
mean,
some,
it's
make
pretty bad.
something off
Every
my
time I
shit.
go in and I ask the manager at my local GameStop, I'm like, "So when you guys closing?" He's all, "Well, not this week." And that's his answer. It's like, well, aren't you just Mr. Optimistic?
I hope they don't close. A really good friend of mine, he's a regional manager here in my area, so he oversees several different locations.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to see people get out of work, but it's one of those things that I know Noof, he may be watching the show. I don't know if he is or not, but he is a hardcore hates digital.
Oh yeah,
But digital,
yeah.
digital is going. All games are going that way. Somebody posted, and I don't have the statistic in front of me, so if I'm wrong, I really don't give a shit. But if somebody said that this year it came out that it's like 80% of all games bought were digital. You cannot have a store based on discs when only 20% of the people are buying, and they may not even be buying from you. Now you got to deal with Amazon. You got to deal with it's just you can't compete with that.
That's what has always made me curious about some of these, lists that come out talking about a game sold more copies and such and such. And if you're not measuring them by digital, why does it really even matter?
Exactly. I mean, disc games will always be there. Unfortunately, they're going to be at Best Buy. They're going to be at Walmart. They're going to be at other companies that do not rely on disc games, like GameStop does. GameStop relies on hard copies, and once those are gone, GameStop will be gone. Yeah, you may still find some that'll sell the Think Geek stuff and maybe some collectibles other than that, but that is such a small market on top of that it's just, yeah.
Dude, the whole thing with GameStop is like inherently I don't want to see it go anyway, but I believe in something called karma. And when GameStop really kind of built themselves up, they built themselves up on their pre-owned space, basically cutting out the developers that built the game a week or 2 weeks after the game was released. Like, I mean, that's where the DLC came from. That's where season passes came from, because developers were not getting their money back because after a week or two, most people were buying it pre-owned at GameStop. So it's karma. You know what I'm saying? They tried to choke out the industry, and now more gamers are buying digital than anything else, and now they're getting choked out, man.
I will give them $5 for their entire system. Oh.
Well, I mean, everybody knows, and if I think everybody knows somebody that works at GameStop. Matter of fact, is it Forte?
Dude, I used to work at GameStop, man.
Yeah, I mean, this has been ongoing for years, man. They're pressuring people, get all these pre-orders, get this, get that. And, I mean, some people just don't want to do that.
Yo, Wilmy, you know why they let me go?
Your pre-order numbers weren't high enough.
You got caught masturbating in the inventory stock.
Actually, they looked past that when they caught me, because I used to sell a lot of pre-owned stuff. Okay.
Well, I sold a lot of units there.
I saw an old PlayStation 1 Tomb Raider, and Lara on the cover of that. Man, you got to give that a minute or two, right? You know what I'm saying? By
before
yourself,
you totally jerk off to it.
But no, I got let go. I got let go because I was not pushing the PS4. My store manager at that point in time, he was a big just PlayStation guy. It was all PlayStation, and I was selling PS4s and Xbox Ones, and like he would literally. I remember one customer was buying a PS4. I took his money, putting it in the register, and he's asking me about the Xbox One, so I'm letting him know about the benefits of the Xbox One. My store manager comes over my shoulder and goes, "Don't worry about it, it's garbage." And I'm like,
"Oh wow, that's
dude."
Well, my friend Eric, man, like I said, he's a regional manager, and he actually fired one of the managers of a local store that was kind of doing the same thing. Because Eric's a lot like me, man. He's the same age. He's just a gamer. And, he had a manager of a store that was doing the same thing, and Eric cut his ass loose. He just wasn't going to have that.
Yo, Eric would have loved me, man. I swear.
Here's my thing. Why... You're a store that depends on people coming in selling stuff. Why don't sell everything up? Be like, oh, PlayStation's good for these certain things. Xbox great for these things. If you're wanting exclusives, PlayStation, multiplayer's a little bit better on Xbox. That's my opinion, but whatever. But upsell them both, because guess what? You still need to sell shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the whole point for a store.
What's sold? Yeah, like they want everything to sell. They give a shit which one it is.
Yeah. Guess what? The commission's the same. Just let them walk out with something. Don't empty-handed means you're fired.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I could not believe it when he came over my shoulder and said that. Like, I heard him talk kind of like, backroom stuff, and I just kind of ignored him and did what I had to do. But for him to come over my shoulder like that, dude, and then all of a sudden, for some rhyme or reason, even though during that holiday, it was 2013, so it was the launch of the systems, all that good stuff. Through that holiday, I sold the most pre-owned stuff out of anybody there, and I was a new hire there. I went from that to him cutting my hours because I was selling both systems and not just the PS4. That eventually I didn't have any hours after that. I was like, all right,
horrible, evil person bot.
I know,
right? That's so terrible.
They should have taken you out back and beat you with a water hose.
How dare I sell people
beat them with the cardboard signs.
Yeah, beat you with a Nintendo cardboard VR.
We are taking your Lara Croft from you. No more drinking.
No!
I worked for AT&T for 10 years. Not once did any of our managers tell me not to sell something. That's just.
When you work in sales, if you don't sell, it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is why badmouth something when you're not getting any benefit out of it? I mean,
I mean, hell, I worked for Sears, and they used to tell us to upsell their shitty tires, not to how bad they were. We're like, oh yeah, you can buy those $39 tires. 2 weeks, but yeah, buy them. They're great.
The last 2 weeks, but okay, don't worry about that.
Don't worry, I'll sell you another set in 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude, I made a $400 plus tax sale, and I was about, and I was finalizing a $500 sale at that point in time because it was the launch and it still had the Connect in there, so $500 and everything. And I guess the store manager he didn't want the numbers, man. So it is what it is.
Some people hate money.
And some people are just stupid. We see that every day on social media.
Some people just love console wars, and that's what they do.
Exactly.
I mean, they push it as hard as they can, even if it's
okay. So one thing I've learned across Twitter is people that don't have people to play with. Maybe the problem was he wanted to sell a PlayStation, not an Xbox, so then he could give his gamer tag and be like, "Please play with me." I have one.
That could be the case. And speaking of the fanboy thing. I've been watching a lot of Xbox fans do this to Sony over this coronavirus.
Jesus.
I mean, come on, people. I canceled E3. I've already canceled my E3 plans. It's official. I'm not taking that chance. In June, my wife means more to me than the game show. Even though I'll just have to find some other place to lock Fork in a closet later.
Don't worry. Someone gave me your address. I will come visit.
Yeah, I'll give you somebody else's
That's
address.
a scary thought.
You are going to the bad section of town, sir.
He'll send you to the dildo house that he cleaned out, man.
Hey, that just sounds like a good time. Don't threaten me.
And thank you, Adam, for the $4.99 super chat. Speaking about bad business, how come grilled cheese isn't a breakfast item on regular breakfast menus? I'm saying it's never added. It's crazy. Okay.
Grilled cheese is a lunch item?
Why is it regular? Wait, hang on. I gotta understand that real quick.
It's both a lunch and
breakfast item. I cannot answer that for you, Adam. I wish I had an answer for you, dude, but I don't have one.
It's an excellent question.
You just gotta throw.
Hold on. I was under the impression grilled cheese was a lunch item. Am I wrong?
Well, that's the
grilled
point.
cheese, you just eat it at all
breakfast menus, and that really
you can have
it's bread and
anytime.
cheese.
Wait a second. I have an answer for you, Adam. Denny's and IHOP.
Hey,
you can't go wrong with some Denny's.
That's true. Yes.
I go to IHOP. I've learned one thing: you eat breakfast or lunch with 80-year-olds. Denny's, you just eat with breakfast and lunch with people that are still hungover.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the same way.
But anyway, back to the topic. San Francisco.
Waffle House. Ooh,
San Francisco is actually declaring a state of emergency over coronavirus.
They already have. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
I mean,
Orange County is
And
also.
Orange County did too. Yep.
They got scared.
and I mean,
Hold on. So, I love that they put that in the article, but then a lot of people won't read the article. There are no confirmed cases in either city.
Well, there's not, but
hey, but they're taking a precaution here. And
What they're doing is basically with a state of emergency, they can enact certain laws that are not usually enacted. So what they're doing is basically saying
funds from the federal government.
yeah,
bro.
and what they're doing is basically what happens is Wilmy comes down with what they believe is the coronavirus. Instead of going from hospital A to hospital B, no, he is now transferred to one hospital only, and that's where they all go, and you don't have a choice in the matter. It doesn't matter if your insurance pays for it or not. You have to go there because they're trying to consolidate where you're at so you contaminate only one area, not a whole bunch of areas. It makes sense.
And
it's a local law.
Like Lord Cognito said here last week on the show.
Yeah.
When you go to these conventions, as a matter of fact, I think he's at PAX right now as we speak.
He is.
Yeah.
Posted a picture of the bar.
You're brushing up against all these other people, man. You're in packed spaces. I mean,
a big petri dish.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's a giant petri dish. And
PAX East doesn't really get that like it's not shoulder to shoulder. I was there a couple years.
Yeah,
back.
we're talking about E3 though.
But
Yeah,
still
no,
a large
something that
gathering
kind
of
of,
people.
I mean, just go in the bathroom
boot camp, you know what I mean?
and lick the toilet.
Real touchy feel.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you got Fork there because he likes to run around, and touch everything.
I know there's a lot of video game people in San Francisco because like IGN's there and
Look,
bunch of
until
game
you
developers.
felt a little bit of love,
And matter of fact, didn't IGN say they were always going to? They were already going to pull out of E3.
Yep.
Yeah, they said they're pulling out of E3. Sony's pulling out of E3. I thought a third company has.
Well,
But we were talking before the podcast that
Sony's pulled out everything.
there's 5 companies that have
The
pulled out of
Cologne
PAX
game
East
is
alone.
strong.
And they're all
most
large
of the
companies.
stuff IGN does mainly is done in a separate area from E3, so it's not really a
Well,
big loss for them.
Well, also it's not a big loss for anybody else either, since they like to say.
Yo,
games-
guys,
so-
it's not really rocket science why like Sony hasn't said anything about the PS5 and stuff like that, because like
It's got the coronavirus.
They became really reactive. to
yeah,
what
it's
Microsoft
actually
might be saying.
implemented in the hardware. they have
the
a
extra
jar.
sauce.
It's a trophy you
That's an
unlock.
extra sauce. That's the extra sauce. I knew it. Sony has been holding
Have
it
you
out.
ever
on
seen
us.
Outbreak? It's like that.
Oh,
Yo, who's messing with them monkeys, man? But you know, when it comes down to it, what the reason why Sony's not really saying anything, I kind of broke this down. Of course, this is what I've been thinking. There's nothing that I can fall back to that says, well, this is what it is. But I feel that Sony and Microsoft know that the quote unquote power narrative is in the Series X. Like that has that crown. So I think Sony's depending on the price to be that magic number for the PS5. So when it comes down to it, they don't want to throw out all the numbers. Like if the numbers are lower than the Series X, they're not going to go out there and just throw out all the numbers without being able to throw in that price at the end. And they're waiting for like the perfect time to do that, because when you see what they unveil and they go through everything and all that good stuff, the last thing that they want to say is the price that's cheaper than the Series X, because the last thing that you hear is going to be the first thing on your mind. All right, it's a marketing tactic. So the reason why they're not out there saying anything right now, they are waiting for the perfect time to be able to let everybody know what's under the hood, but to be able to end that with their price. So this way, that'll be the number that more people will talk about.
All right,
that's genius.
All right, so after this genius marketing tool and PlayStation's more expensive, then what?
You think PlayStation's going to be more expensive?
Yeah, just for fucks and shits and giggles.
I don't think so, man. They're ready to take a loss if they have to.
Sony's a loser anyway, so it's fine.
Can they take a loss?
I still think Sony is. I mean, say there's no Lockhart, they're still going to be cheaper. That's just. I think that's just where they want to be, because they've said it. What was it? The new guy that's on the seat, Ryan.
Oh, Jim?
Ryan.
Yeah, Jim Ryan.
My buddy Jim over there. I'm going to say
Yeah.
his first name like we're friends, okay?
All right, your buddy. So,
My buddy
so
Jim.
you
We
call him
go out
Jimmy.
fishing every weekend.
So like he was all about at the very
Here's Frank,
beginning,
call him
that
Jimmy.
he wants the same, he wants this to get into people's living rooms even more so than the PS4 did.
More
Okay,
than Part Boy?
That's a huge taking. I mean, I'm sorry, but PS4 did remarkable. And to say you want better, that means you have to come in at 400. Like, there's no doubt that you have to. You have to come in at 400. If you don't, you're not getting into people's homes like that. Because
You have to come in at
who was the
400,
guy?
and you have to have
Wait.
a stellar launch lineup, which Sony is known for never having at the beginning
So-
of a generation.
We
I just
we
wanna
had
throw out
Knack. There
My
was Knack.
parole
And
officer said
Killzone.
you should never say you're getting in someone's home. Just FYI.
Wasn't the Order a launch title too?
Yeah, I believe launch
It's
window.
a launch year. Yeah,
2015, but the order was until 2015. Years
Oh,
after.
really?
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Oh.
Jeez.
I could go back and check.
Well, also,
my-
Sony's never said
my
anything
Steelbook
early. They
on
always
that.
wait till around E3 time to say what they're doing with their new system.
But that's mainly because they were going to E3.
Now they're just going to do it through a
So-
live stream.
Well, this
Or-
year,
Which I
they're
don't blame
saying E3 is going to be completely different than other E3s because
Well,
they
Well, I don't.
Well, it's because all the people pulled out, so they're having to change.
I don't blame any of those companies doing the live streams. I mean, it's got
They're
to be
wanting
way
to
cheaper.
focus on celebrities, consumers, and influencers. And I'm here to tell you up front, and this is coming directly from me. I don't give a fuck about a celebrity. All right, don't care.
Consumers
If
chit chat.
I mean,
Wasted time with chit chatting here and there.
Cool.
And the last thing I want to see is Kim Kardashian trying to sell me anything.
I'll be too busy looking at her boobs.
And social media influencers. Okay, we have our clicks here on social media and on YouTube. We know who we listen to. We know who we like to hang out with. I've seen some of these big, huge podcasters. I don't want to go hang out with Ninja. Okay, I would tell the fucker to color his hair a normal color or something. I really don't care what his opinions are.
Your music's too loud. Turn it down.
Yeah, I really don't care about their social media influencers. And
I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, great, you're bringing all these people, but I mean, who's your target? Does it matter? To me, I'd rather save the money on influencers and just show me a good show with some good products, some good specs, things like that. But also, I'm 40 years old this year. I don't really care about some of that stuff anymore because at the end of the day, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I just need to know what I'm buying.
The only thing I ever cared about was seeing the games and whatever services they have coming out.
I remember 40.
Agreed.
I mean, I could care less about Ninja or Keanu, or how do you say his name? Reeves?
Keanu Reeves.
Thank you.
You're breathtaking.
Come on, bro. It's Keanu.
Yeah.
I
just call it
can't say it
Keanu.
right now
It's
for
okay.
some reason. But I've never cared about that crap. I just want to see what games are coming out.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
I mean, I could care less about any of the
I know
celebrities or
a lot of people are
influencers.
making a big deal.
And
out of him
everybody
being
just
in
wants to see
Cyberpunk.
Halo. Let's be real. Everybody
Oh my
wants to
God,
see
it's-
Halo.
I don't
Infinite.
even like Halo.
And
so
what's
why
your
would
what's
I
your
care?
what's your other game, Xbot?
Blasphemy.
What's your other game,
No,
Xbot, that you're
it's not
waiting for?
blasphemy. That's
Huh?
real life.
My other game?
Uh huh.
Battletoads!
Yeah, buddy.
There it goes.
Here we go!
How about
So
the original
I'm just
Xbox
gonna
for
throw
Jade
out
Empire?
there. Does anybody else play Battletoads?
Oh, they
I
will.
played it
The one
once.
that was on.
There's
The
going to
one
be a
that
lot
was
of
on Super
closet
Nintendo.
players. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that won't admit they're playing it. They'll appear
Well,
offline when they are
I will.
playing it, but they're going to be playing it.
Dude, this
I'll
sounds
try
like
it out.
this sounds like
All
what's
that
going to
really
happen to me
matters-
at E3. I'm going to be thrown in a closet. I'll be he's just a closet player. It's okay.
They're going to throw you in the closet with the Battletoads. Like,
It's going to be
Well,
a
see,
shitty
for-
day.
Not like
since
Halo,
I'm not
I don't
going-
like it.
Since I'm not going, I'm
that simple.
gonna have Brap and some of the other guys to lock you in the closet.
Lock your
Okay,
closet,
first of all, me and Brap are in a great understanding. As long as I keep my 5 feet away from them, they will not hurt me.
I'm also not a Gears fan.
Now, mind you, I don't know how to measure 5 feet, so they might be fucked. I mean,
And I don't care if you guys don't like that. Sorry.
man,
Wow.
he's just throwing it out there.
Hey.
Oh, and I
I
don't like Forza
Halo.
either.
Not too
I
big
don't
on
like any
Gears.
car game.
so just out of curiosity,
No
are there
car
any
games?
Halo games you do like? You don't like Halo? You don't like Gears?
Well, wait. First off, there's nothing wrong with not liking Halo.
Yeah, I mean,
It was-
everybody's
it was
opinion
not-
is different, man.
It was all right. It's not that great, but it's Halo, and all these
Prime-
kids like it, and that's
I
good.
like Halo for multiplayer, and that's about it. The story I thought
Probably
was
my
alright.
favorite Xbox exclusive is Killer Instinct that I can think of off the top of my head.
Killer
Oh, I
Instinct
love
was
Killer
dope.
Instinct.
That was
That's a good
dope.
Damn,
game.
you're not making
Man.
sense.
Fucking pony.
Give-
Nah, just kidding.
Give me Orchid.
Button mashing. Son
Oh
of a-
yeah, let's love
Ah,
me some Uncharted
The Blue,
and,
thank you for the $5
uh,
super chat. He
Infamous.
says Battletoads.
He did it! Wilmy did it!
I'm not
There
gonna
was
say
no
my
turds, right?
version.
There was no
Someone
turds there.
paid him to do it.
Here we go!
Here we go.
Or wait a minute, let me do it the way
Wilmy
Noofa do
is
it.
Giving the fans what they want. Wilmy, you saw it on Twitter, man. They wanted you to do the call, and you did it. I'm proud of you, brother.
Be glad I don't do a lot of things I get messaged and asked to
I'll try
He's
Battletoads when
everywhere.
it comes out. but
Yeah,
I'm
I've had a lot of
looking
weird
forward to,
requests.
Streets of
Well,
Rage
you guys,
4.
do you guys know why I'm like hyped about Battletoads?
because you like it.
The
Because
funny
you just
thing
don't want
is-
to be a 5-year-old.
No. Here,
You really
Damn.
like Adventure Time?
First off, I was a kid when Battletoads, when the original Battletoads came out. Now check this out. The original Battletoads was hard as.
I've got balls of steel.
Yeah,
Yes,
because nobody
I
ever
was
got
there.
past that stupid fucking
and the developers
scooter
say
thing.
Okay, I'll be honest.
stated,
My brother just kept hitting me into the ground and then using my head as a goddamn golf ball and beating the shit out of me. So yeah,
What's that got to
didn't
do with
get far in that game.
Battletoads?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. What's that got to do with
I've
Battletoads?
never even heard of Battletoads until Phil Spencer walked out at one conference with the T-shirt on.
Hilarious.
I played it on the NES and the Super
Well, it was
Nintendo,
originally out,
I
what,
think.
1994?
Wasn't it on the Super Nintendo?
I think so, or
Yeah,
5.
some-
It was.
yeah.
It's been a while.
That's when
Yeah,
we had
I
the
was-
Reno
I was a
one or
kid.
whatever. Or
But the-
arcade Battletoads.
the developers, when they were talking about, making the game, they stated that kind of like hardcore kind of like sense of it, the difficulty of the game, they're keeping this Battletoads true to that. So that's why I'm
Okay.
excited, man. That was
You're
one
wanting
of
to see
the
if you can beat
hardest.
that one.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was
beat
one
the
of the
first
hardest games to beat. Co-op wise, I did.
Well, I mean, you're a frog and you're
Co-op-wise.
fighting, so I mean, it's got to be rough.
So you're telling us you needed help.
Dude, it was
Dude, well,
I was a
that's not the
dude.
game. It's
okay?
a co-op game, man. I mean,
Well, you
So
can do
are
it.
you-
You can do it single player if you want to.
yeah, but
Oh,
it's-
yes, Psycho. We're all getting Animal Crossing instead of Doom. That
No,
makes so
we
much
are
sense.
not.
What the fuck?
Look, I'm not even a big fan of Doom, and no.
You're not a fan of
Come
Doom.
on.
How can you
You
not
know,
love
you know
Doom?
this. All of y'all
Okay,
know this.
you know what? Ghost
said the-
Fork. I think we after the podcast, there we need to have a talk with a couple of people here.
Look, I'm just
I didn't
gonna
know
go
there
with
were such
this.
big Halo
There are
fans.
lots
My
of other
bad.
people we can,
Yeah, Xbox.
I mean, did I not say today in our private chat, buy Bomber? I for like 10
Exactly
hours.
right. Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
You
Him and
know,
his sister have got to go.
you know we're just kidding. So, but you really don't like Doom.
Well, no, okay, no, I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I'm just not.
Oh,
it's
he's
not- it's not-
backtracking. He's backtracking.
It's just like it's just like Gears for me. It's like it's not anything that like I'm like, oh my god, like super looking forward to. It's all right game. I mean I enjoyed it, played it, but it got so way ridiculously repetitive that I was like, yeah, this.
I picked up the first three
Dude,
Dooms
what's your
this week.
favorite game? I gotta know, man. Like,
Favorite game currently.
Diablo.
It's
Don't
gonna be
tell me
Diablo.
Wow.
Farm together. Farm together.
mean-
I think is
Gears
I mean-
pop.
Diablo, Assassin's Creed. Those are my favorite franchises right now.
So,
Of course,
okay.
Call of Duty is a little
Crawler,
different.
open world
Fortnite.
adventure.
But, I mean, dungeon
Roblox.
crawlers are my thing. Like dungeon crawler, 100%,
Roblox, there you
that's
go.
my thing.
Roblox.
I can't Roblox sucks.
PC building simulator. That's another. He
Car
Car
likes-
like-
Simulator.
I don't mind it. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I mean, it was good for what I played, but I wouldn't sit there and be like, I'm not super excited for the new one. I think it looks good. It looks like it'll be fun. But,
More
Minecraft.
concerned that there's not any DLC with it, or-
no, I ain't worried about the game itself. I'm just like, like it doesn't.
Eh.
I don't know what it is.
all right.
I really don't know what it is. Like I'm just like,
Did you do what I told you about the controls so you could actually
yes,
enjoy the game?
I enjoy it. Yes, I do enjoy it with the settings the way it is. It's still the
I've
overall
heard this
game. is like,
conversation before.
Look, Doom 2 on the PC, I found out that there was a way on the original PC before they released all the God mode that if you spun in a circle on the very first map that people played Deathmatch on and then launched a rocket right facing the hallway, it would actually turn at 90 degrees. It was one of the best fucking things when someone was down in that little room where the rocket spawned at, and they'd sit there just launching rockets, killing people.
The cool thing is with those Dooms on Xbox, you actually get the free add-ons and mods.
Yes, I've already downloaded those.
now the original Dooms on PC, yes, thoroughly enjoyed those when I was.
Wait, you enjoy those,
Dude,
but you don't...
they're like $1.49 on Xbox right now.
Like, yeah,
$1.49
for the
for the
yeah, no, they're all
PlayStation.
together.
Unreal
They
Tournament
cleaned
to
them
come
up.
back.
They're really nice.
Yeah, I mean it was a good game.
I
On your
also unlocked
Xbox, it upscales it from 480 to
I'm not-
840.
I'm not gonna lie. There's certain games that I just will never go to old school like the backwards.
Also, if you're part of the Doom Slayer Club, it unlocks stuff for Doom Eternal
Yes,
when you
it
play them.
does.
Really?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
sure does.
Popped up right when I started Doom 1. I was like, oh, sweet. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Just another bonus. And then I found out about the add or the mods. And I was like, hell yeah.
Dude, we're gonna fight in heaven in Doom Eternal.
I know. I get to.
Oh my goodness!
It's gonna be so fucking.
I get to
dope.
kill angels and demons. Sign me up.
Isn't that like living in Ohio?
Yeah.
Sunny
Nah.
Ohio.
I could go for some of that fire right now, but it's fucking all snow here.
Hey, my vape's charged. Nice.
There you go.
Take a look out the window. Still snowing here in Cincinnati.
Oh wow, snow.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
you said it was sunny.
I'm like,
there.
we don't really get that down here. So.
Yeah, me and Ghost, we really don't see snow. So,
Well, out of all
where
of
we
you, I
live.
think the only one that
I mean,
gets snow is freaking
I
clouds.
see snow
That's
here.
all mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I see snow here in Texas, and pretty much everybody dies on the highway. So
Yep, same here. Yeah. If it
Is it
snows
like,
in Alabama, I'll
California
promise.
when
it's like, oh my god, I can still do 90 miles an hour on it.
Dude,
Look,
I live in
Close
Connecticut.
up
Hold
right
on,
now.
I live in Connecticut, and people go 90 miles an hour in snow in Connecticut too. So it's not just a Texas thing or anything
well,
like
see,
that.
the thing
People in
is-
Connecticut,
that
for some
freaking
rhyme or
Texas,
reason,
they
don't know
can't
how to drive
for
in snow
shit
either.
With an
In,
inch.
It
in
is
northern
the weirdest
cities,
Dude.
you know how to use this thing called ice. Here in Texas, we like to use this thing called fuck it. Let's just see what happens.
It's called
See?
counter steering.
See, in Alabama, we just go state of emergency. Boom. As soon as it starts snowing, we're like, nope, state of emergency.
That's how it is here at the beach, man. As
Yeah, I
soon
saw
as soon as the weatherman mentions snow, all the bread's gone, all the milk's gone, and all the water's gone in every
Yep.
local
I
grocery
don't know where
store.
it was. But
I
on
don't know
Twitter,
what's
someone
falling from the
posted a
sky,
pic,
but it's white, and I can't sniff it.
And it was only like it snowed probably 5 minutes, and they like called school
Really
off and
nickel.
everything. I was just
But-
like, what the hell?
Good news
That's
to
my
some of us older gamers, and
No, it ain't the same as a 360.
a
Wait a
lot of
second.
people
Are
will
they
remember
finally
this one.
going to allow bifocal add-on for my? No.
That's a you problem. Anyway, who remembers the game Test Drive Unlimited?
I
it a
do,
car
but
game?
hold on. We were talking about this for the podcast.
Everything all
I
right?
looked. I think it's funny because it's Test Drive Unlimited 3, but if you Google it, there's been Test Drive like 1 through 9, and then they restarted it, Test Drive Unlimited, and now
Yep.
it's relaunched.
And there is talk of Test Drive Unlimited 3 returning this year. And keep in mind,
Don't care.
I'm a big Forza Horizons fan. I'm not much on the racing sims other than Horizons. But that is what this game was modeled after, was Test Drive Unlimited. And there is talk that this is a real thing. They're not giving a lot of info, so I've really got my fingers crossed about this one. But the company that owns it has been looking for character artists, environment artists, world builders, and a vehicular outsourcing manager. Who thought that was a thing,
Oh,
right?
so they're gonna start developing it this year? Then is what you're saying?
Well, this post supposedly went out in 2019, and it's going to be, the game is supposed to be being published by Big Ben Interactive and developed by KT Racing. So it says it will feature another exotic location, and they're going to update older maps and add those to the game as well. But it's supposedly set in South America. So
Okay.
that's the only thing I could find on this one. Of course, they give a list of cars, but I mean, nobody cares there's not going to be a car.
I'm just going to throw this out there. So Test Drive Unlimited, you want to drive cars, you want to drive them fast, so they could put it down in South America where most of the roads are dirt and not 2-lane highways.
I
And
thought that
curvy
too,
as
but
fuck.
I mean, take it with a grain of salt or maybe a truckload of salt. I just saw it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm excited because, like my wife just said, we spent a lot of hours on Test Drive.
I mean, yeah, anybody that's a fan, I'm excited for you. I guess the South Africa, it's like, or South America, it's kind of like,
They do have cities for it.
South Africa.
yeah, I know they have cities.
Not everything there is a dirt road, sir.
Yes, it is. Every damn thing is a dirt road, goddammit.
They
It's a
do,
dirt road.
they do have
It's that
civilization.
third world country talk.
Yeah, no shit.
Fork just sees slums
Instead
everywhere.
of cars, it's all horse and carriages.
If it's not America, it's not right.
Larry said they have motorcycles too, and guess what? They even have electricity.
Whoa, 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 whoa. They call blasphemy.
And they have internet, I'm pretty sure. So,
I'm done.
Okay.
I don't believe this.
Can't
Not
believe
at
this
all.
podcast anymore. I don't know where you get your statistics.
And in other news, me and Mooch are excited. We know
Because
this
you're
is
the only
going,
two
right?
Stadia people.
Made a new friend.
Me and Mooch and Dreadpool are excited. Which
Why did you say the S word?
Dreadpool has not added me
Because
yet
he
on
bought
Stadia.
into it. We're okay. He made friends.
Tomorrow night, the world gameplay reveal of Baldur's Gate 3 will be happening live. And, of course, Stadia is going to get this game first.
Actually, it's on PC day one as well.
Oh!
Yes!
Man, I didn't even have to buy that. Shit!
Well, there you go.
Thanks,
so
Undead.
And also, I'm also going to let you in a little secret, too. It's probably going to be on consoles at the same time. Stadia exclusively had marketing rights. They didn't have exclusivity rights.
Yes. Oh, that's fucking so awesome.
Sounds like there's a huge.
So,
Well, that's okay.
So, Wilmy, you keeping the stadiums?
But
Tonight on Gaming Beyond the Box, I'm giving away 2 Stadiums.
Hey, Wilmy, look at
Oh
it
my
this
God,
way.
that's
You actively made Google Stadia's user base increase by 33% with your purchase.
No. Even more because it's him and he bought 2, so 60 cents.
Well, I had to get the wife one, man. She's a gamer too, you know?
Oh my god!
I think I saw Miss Wilmy who just typed get rid of it.
Yo, Wilmy, I thought you were trying to get a controller for every single game that was actually available on the system, and I'm like, dude, you're already halfway there, man.
Well, I mean, they do offer 6 free games, and Guilt was okay. So, you know.
Yeah, you got to play Guild.
having
So
Guild-
you got your
Okay, hold
money.
on, hold on.
Having guilt.
Hold on. I just got a question. You keep saying 6 games, but we've only heard Guilt is okay, so the other ones
Oh,
suck.
the other ones I've already got. So,
Oh, that's... Well, I mean,
So then they're not.
you have like 5,000 games on Steam. You have everything that's ever been created.
pretty close. I could never buy another game and die with games in my backlog, so I'm in a happy place with that as far as that one goes. But they are going to reveal this game tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm excited for it. Whoa, somebody.
Whoa.
Somebody's getting beat up.
Yep.
Right?
Do not drop
Stadia
your
bug,
right
man.
now.
Yeah,
Click
Stadia
one more
bug,
time if you need help.
You're about to be taken. I want you to know in 6 seconds to name off everything about it.
Don't worry, we will mute you and continue.
Yeah,
Damn,
yo,
that's
for real.
brutal.
For real.
But I guess my question is, and this is why I always want someone says gameplay, oh, are you doing gameplay? I guess what I want to know is how much gameplay, because a lot of times they're like, gameplay reveal, awesome, it's like 2 minutes of gameplay, then like 5 minutes of cinematic.
It's
It's
all
like,
cutscene. It's all
I was gonna
cutscene.
say
like
most of
cutscene,
it's all
man.
just cutscene.
I'm confused. I don't know what gameplay you were showing.
It's supposed to be an hour, supposedly. They're going to be walking through at least a good chunk. Reportedly, it's supposed to be half an hour of gameplay with dev explanation over top. Because what supposedly, I put the biggest quotation brackets around supposedly, is that they want to show all the things they're changing and all the improvements they're making. Because remember, the last Baldur's Gate game came out in 2002, I
So,
think.
Undead, when you say quotations, I need you to stop for a second and say quotations. And then
You got to do the symbol with your hands. We can't see it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
under massive quotations. No, I mean, I mean, if they're doing an hour, that's cool. My only thing is, are we really going to be getting everything they're showing? Is stuff changed? And then also, if they're showing an hour of gameplay,
Subject to change.
That's a lot of gameplay.
That's a lot of gameplay. Where then the next question is, are we also possibly going to get a release date tomorrow too?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll get a release.
Awesome.
I have predictions for that, but
Oh, god damn it, man! I thought you were supposed to say quotations.
no quotations. I just know things.
This one, he's like, no, I just know
You think
shit.
in 2021?
I'm not saying I have sources, but wink, wink. I know that it's coming.
Mooch,
I'm
Mooch,
just
and myself
saying-
will be playing it on Stadia.
I'm just saying, given Larian Studios' love of letting people play games early into the development cycle, they did with Divinity Original Sin 2.
You okay there?
Stop drinking.
Sorry, just a mild stroke. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Quick, hold on.
Yeah,
Quick,
that's true.
grab your PlayStation 5 controller. It'll track your heart rate.
And it'll alert 911.
Oh shit.
You know, we're a seriously fucked up group of people, right?
Look, if you haven't heard what we talk about, I can't help. I'm sorry, we have issues.
I still like, if you're getting attacked, don't worry. We will mute you and keep it.
I mean, let's be honest. What am I gonna do? I'm like,
They ain't gonna come to
There's
Ohio
nothing-
to save me.
I mean, by the time I
anybody
get,
can do.
you're gonna be fucked. It's okay.
Send
My
a cost
life
for
will
a
go
wellness
on.
check.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's okay.
My life will go on. So he's going to start singing Celine Dion.
Yep.
to-
I was just
My
I was waiting
life
for somebody to do
Oh,
that.
no.
That ain't even
No.
how it goes.
No.
Yeah, that's good. Say.
I mean, you threw it out there. You're like, someone's gonna start. You should have known. I mean, it's your fault. I blame you.
Guys, I just did it. Yeah,
Got done
has anybody... I started the download for Yakuza 0 on the Xbox. Has anybody downloaded that yet?
Yeah,
I
No.
downloaded it this morning.
and I played
have-
it on PlayStation like 2 years ago.
But
I
I feel
have
like
never played. I have never
Zero.
played a single Yakuza game. So
Me either.
They're really fun.
all right, yeah, I saw like some disco dancing and
Did you,
karaoke and I'm
Did
like,
you
yo,
play
what
a
the
lot of
hell is
Sega
this?
as a
So
kid?
it's like a drunken night downtown then.
Yo, exactly.
Okay.
Did I
You
play a lot of?
of
Did you say Sega?
games? Yeah, Sega games.
Dude, the Dreamcast is my number one console all
They
time.
have a lot
Man, I
of
never
Sega
had
games in the arcades in that game.
Really?
Oh,
that
that
you
you can
can-
play like.
Yeah,
old
there's
school?
Yeah.
actual licensed Sega arcades that you can
Like
play.
Oh,
Space
no
Harrier,
shit,
stuff
that's
like
dope.
that?
nice.
Yeah,
Afterburner,
Spacer. I believe they have a Sonic one somewhere.
Leo, you're
Two.
spacing out again.
No, I was thinking. Sorry.
Dude, that's all. That's
It's
all.
been
I'm
a
gonna
while
do in
since
the
I
game.
played the game.
I'm never gonna beat the game. I'm gonna beat all the arcade games within the game.
Within the game, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I'll stream it too. Like
You should have
everything.
seen me when I was playing zombies for Infinite Warfare. I was going through all the arcade games, playing the old Activision ones.
Well, what was it? Was it Project Gotham? I think it was Project Gotham that had the arcade had Geometry Wars in your garage.
Because that's a
Yeah.
card game, so...
Yeah,
I
I'm a
love
racist.
Geometry Wars.
I love
I'm
cars.
very
I love
prejudiced against cars.
The last
I
card
don't
game
like
played,
cars in South
really
America.
played was Daytona 500, I think, or 5,000, or what? Or Daytona USA. That's what it was
Daytona
called.
USA. I played that on the 32X. What?
That's impressive.
Damn.
And what was it?
was
Cruising
my brother.
USA. I like that one too.
Yeah, I just played
Holy
that in
hell.
Dave and Buster's like a few months ago. We're
Hell
doing
yeah.
Dave
Cruising
and Buster's.
USA.
Does your
Hey,
Dave and
hell
Buster's
yeah.
have the Mario Kart one too?
No, but we have the Halo
Woo.
and yeah,
Right? Like,
me and the kids, we all went in on that and we beat the game.
oh, that's-
Oh, that
I
So-
spent most of my time.
What is it called?
on my Area
Hellfire or
51.
Fire something?
So I just got a message from one of my friends that plays Fantasy Star Online too, and I guess they were talking in Twitter back and forth. But apparently, Fantasy Star Online, which is totally off subject, closed beta is coming very soon, possibly this weekend or next weekend.
oh, they're gonna open it back up.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Sorry, totally different subject, but yeah,
Oh, well.
Hey, better than racing.
Closed beta
games.
for what?
Fantasy Star Online too.
Oh, okay.
They said they didn't confirm a date, but they said very, 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 very soon.
Let me.
They say,
No.
did they really say that many?
Is it in
bears?
quote?
The shocking
Hold on, let
part
me
of
look it up.
that was the way you started off.
Fake
You said
news.
your
Fake
friend.
news.
Avalanche, Repsidical. I want to add sources, damn it.
Well,
Yes,
you
I'd
should
say a
name
very,
your sources,
very,
right?
very soon kind of vibe.
My source is
Air
finger
quotes.
quotations.
I'm gonna air quote my.
I'm going to air
sources.
quote Repsidical quotations. There's possibly an update coming. We're done. Life goes on. Back to cars.
Hazard
All
Man,
right.
what is up,
Realme
bro?
did not like Phantasy Star.
I mean, it's just it's not my thing. But then again, neither was Bleeding Edge. So
He doesn't like any of the games I like. He's
Bleeding
like,
Edge
Bleeding Edge was horrible.
If they have Super Hang On in Yakuza 0,
So,
it's on. I will play that.
okay, I did not play Bleeding Edge. I know some people were hardcore for it. Oh, it was so great. But then I heard a lot of people say it was really slow. But then I heard the words MOBA, and I was like, nope, I don't care.
yeah, see, that's my issue. I just don't do MOBA games. And I know last week, man, Dizzy was about ready to strangle me in the chat. I just can't. I
Multiplayer
can't.
online battle arena. League of
Yeah, I
Legends.
just can't. I can't. I
think
can't
of-
get into MOBA.
Well, it's not. It's
Bleeding
more,
Edge is like a mix of Overwatch and
It was
Smite.
like it's
That's
like,
what I think of. Like
That's
Overwatch
what
and
I-
Smite
what?
combined.
yeah, it's like Microsoft basically just wanted to have its own fucking
Something.
MOBA.
Yakuza 0 is too much
I don't
reading.
even know.
There's wow.
there is too much rating.
Someone never plays RPGs.
That is a lot of rating in that game.
Okay, I mean, you
Oh, damn, there's
can't
a lot
say
of reading
anything.
in it?
You
No.
watch. See, we can't listen to Leo because he watches Japanese anime, so that's all he does is read. So
I also play a lot of RPGs.
He watches
too,
Japanese
so
Fire Team
JRPG.
Halo.
here's my thing. If you don't like reading, that's fine. May not be your game. Me, we know. Me, it doesn't bug me. I mean, it's a single player
I've
game.
always
so.
liked reading too, so
Dude, that's what. Yeah, I started playing The Outer Worlds, and there was just so
There
much
was a
reading
lot,
in it.
yeah.
I'm like, nah,
it's
never
an
mind.
Obsidian
So I
game.
just
What did
skip
you
it all.
expect?
I expected
hit the
a lot
B
less
button.
reading, but now I just
Continue.
completed the game and
I'm sorry. I was expecting you to read it to me, not to read it. I'm done.
I was expecting a cutscene.
Yeah, just give me a cutscene.
I don't
Speak.
look.
where
I
I'm
don't
here.
even care if your lips match the words. I just don't want it. I want it to be read to me.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with Xbox.
And
though.
Yakuza can't do that.
I played Outer Worlds, and there were some of those conversations. You just keep hitting the button like, God damn it, dude, just shut up.
Like,
Yeah, I
it
don't
doesn't
even
matter
care
you're
what you're
saying.
saying anymore. Just stop.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
really.
care. We already got
there's
the
a-
idea.
It really sucks
Yeah.
when you know where the conversation is going. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
Like, just
exactly.
tell me your mission
It's like
and
I
let's
already
go.
know what you're gonna say, so you get through it.
Yeah. See, I guess my thing. I don't mind games that you have to read. I don't want games where it's a conversation going nowhere fast, and it's like, just tell me where I need to go, what I need to kill. Good.
Last week they had a Shining Reframe up to where you could play it for free, and that game surprised me because it was not very text heavy for a JRPG.
Wow.
Like it was just
I'll
like
take your word
a couple
for it.
paragraphs.
Listen to Ghost. I'll take your word for it.
Oh yeah, I know Ghost wouldn't get into that.
Dude, nobody's got time to read shit. It's 20.
Ghost like, cool story, bro.
Alright.
Don't tell it again.
Well, like, yeah, nobody cares.
Dude,
But
we don't even
anyway-
write text. We don't even write text messages to people anymore. It's just emojis that come out.
Right?
With
Yeah,
like there's a saying in there.
Or
You gotta
gifts.
figure it out.
I mean, I sent an eggplant with an open mouth to my wife, and she responded with, "You hungry?"
She responded with, "Have you been to my dad's house again?"
Wow.
Anyway, in
damn.
another piece of fanboy fodder, Horizon Zero Dawn PC port has shown up on Amazon 2 days before the game's anniversary.
That was on like the German.
Dude, sometimes I
It
feel
was
like
in
France,
Amazon and
I
these
think.
other
France.
places. I
German.
Do it
I
on
feel like they
purpose.
put the stuff up there on purpose for like a day and take it off real quick. Like,
Yep.
I do too. I
Totally
think it
agree.
draws attention, but
It
Hey,
does. I
Walmart
mean,
Canada.
It's like, oops, we don't mean to do that. Sorry.
It's
I mean,
their
think
version
about
of
it.
marketing.
they can do it outside the United States, so they're probably not bound to the same laws. They can do it real
Yep.
quickly. They can up their sales, and people are like, "Oh my gosh!" And you have, once again, people talking about it. People talk about it's free advertisement.
dude, me
freaking-
personally, of course, I play on Xbox mostly, but I do not understand people's hate for like first party games going to PC.
I don't get
I
it
don't-
either, man. It's not affecting me. I can play them on my
Dude,
PC. I'm good with
I'm
it.
a console gamer, right? I really don't have an interest in gaming on my PC. I use
So-
my PC
Amen.
for video editing and streaming, right?
So-
That's what I use it for.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Computers
if
are
it
relevant.
sells more games, then the developer can make more games. So as a person, you should be wanting your games to go to more consoles and PC and everything, because if they make more money, you have a higher chance of getting a sequel.
Exactly.
But that's not.
Dude, that's thinking outside the box. I don't think anybody understands what
Gaming
you're saying
beyond
right
the
now.
No, because it all comes down to
You
one
guys know
thing.
Lysol is protected of human coronavirus? It says so on the label.
You gotta look at the label.
New label on Lysol says that. That's interesting.
Yeah, don't drink the fucking Lysol.
Snort it like a proper human.
Whoa,
And also,
who the fuck said anything about that?
Let me put this out there real quickly.
He just went straight to that.
Let me put this out there real quickly. You cannot get the coronavirus from
I've got
drinking
balls
Corona.
of steel.
Yeah, you can.
You can
Don't
fuck
you listen
up.
to him? He's lying.
And if you look up Fort Boy on Tinder, you will see Fort Boy with coronavirus searching for woman with Lyme disease.
Hey, first of all, I'll lick her.
He caught that quick,
I
didn't he?
mean, yeah, he was all over it.
Well, I mean, I saw your thing. Well, William, you posted it. My wife saw it. Then she sent it to me. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. She's like, he cracks me up so much. I'm like, I'm glad Wilmie's memes make you laugh so hard you cry. Some of them, I more sit there and go, yeah, the world is fucked up. Yeah.
Well, it truly is. I mean,
we're all going to hell. Yeah.
I love the memes Wilmie posts. It just makes me laugh. It's like, yep.
oh, dude,
yep.
I know I'm going to hell. I got my
All
tickets
right.
from Jim Baker back in like
Get your
1982.
Doom gameplay in so you know what to do when you get
I'm
there.
good.
Copied my whole office with his memes.
And now I'm going to bore everybody for a couple of minutes.
Idiot talk.
Now, Facebook / Oculus has acquired Sanzura Games, the developers behind the major VR success title Asgard's Wrath. And Facebook...
Did you say Asgard's Wrath?
Asgard.
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 Where Thor's from.
Asgard.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Leo.
Asgard?
And this follows the acquisition of the Beat Games, the team behind License. Oh my god.
Asgard?
This is why we can't have good things.
And it's basically saying, you know, that Oculus has continued to acquire VR talent and expect news from another studio soon.
Okay, so hold on. Let me jump in real quick before we go any further on this. So Facebook bought Oculus, and then like Oculus is trying to make a name for themselves. Facebook bought it, and then it just disappeared. Then they've been developing studios, and now this kind of comes out. So go ahead, Wilmy. But that's my thought. It's like they've kind of buried Oculus, and then all of a sudden it's coming out again.
Well, I think Half-Life has a huge, you know, part of Oculus being so hard to get your hands on right now.
Oh yeah, you know Steam made a lot of money from that.
Oh yes, they have, and I pre-ordered it. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I mean not just from the game, but selling the VR headsets, the Index.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think those are back up yet.
No, they're not. Actually, I know a friend of mine who you guys will hear about in a few days on Twitter. He had one pre-ordered since last week. His got canceled today, and now he has to go try to find it somewhere else.
Hey, Wilmy, let me interrupt you real quick. Nano, thank you for the $20 super chat. Thanks for your love, man, and we will continue being us, because we don't know what else to be.
Yeah, I tried being somebody else, and it sucked.
My parole officer said that's against the law.
Yeah, because he was wearing their skin and shit, and it got really creepy. You know?
Look, there's nothing wrong with wearing women's underwear. Yeah, I see a problem. She didn't mind either.
Bitch.
I mean, she wasn't breathing.
We couldn't be actors if we tried.
Look, breathing and breeding. I thought she said breeding. I see a problem.
But what I'm wondering is, are we going to start seeing, because I know PlayStation closed down their one little studio, and a lot of people made a big issue over that, but I mean, in all honesty, that studio only made what? Like a
they didn't even make anything for them. They didn't even make anything for Sony. Like, so.
Yeah, it was one little, like a demo disc or something for
Yes,
the VR.
it was-
That's all they made.
Yeah,
I mean, so
was that the one where you went underwater with the like sharks?
I think so, yeah.
Like Echo the Dolphin? No,
No, it was a quote unquote experience. You know,
Yeah.
you know the drill. It wasn't technically a game. It was more an experience where you were in
It's like you were in the
you were in the
ocean.
shark cage, and there was like a great white, and all sorts of. That looked pretty cool, man. To be really honest, for an experience, it looked pretty cool.
I mean, I guess one of the questions that I have is, like, I don't know, VR kind of came out, it kind of went its way, kind of came out, kind of went its way. It's kind of got back and forth. But then when Half-Life came out and when Quest came out and basically, hey, you don't need a PC, all of a sudden VR has blown up. I mean, just to where now Facebook's buying. Is it just one of those things where, hey, you know what? Now there's a market because people are like, hey, we can actually make these and you don't need a PC. And now people are like, well, hell yeah, I'm all over this now.
Well, dude, I think there was a market.
A buddy of
before.
mine has it. He swears by it.
They were trying to make sure, like, when it first came out, we have the Oculus and the HTC Vive in my house, right? The 16-year-old has the Vive and my wife has the Oculus, but they were really expensive, and people are waiting for a lower price point and stuff like that. I think there will always be a market for VR. It's just how big will it get? Like,
I mean, I've got several myself, man, and I don't see it becoming completely mainstream. I just don't see it.
No,
I could
but there will be a place.
They're
for
expensive
them,
to make, aren't they?
I could see them becoming mainstream on the fact that if more companies go like Quest, where you do not need a PC, a $1,000 PC to run it plus the headset, and you just buy the headset. I could see where this could become more mainstream on the fact. I mean, not like it's going to replace Xbox or PlayStation or something, but to where it could actually be a viable market of, hey, this is where you can go with it. I mean,
the last VR I played was Nintendo's VR.
My personal opinion.
Wow.
But the cardboard VR with the Switch, or are you going all the way back to like
all
Virtual
the way back
Boy?
when it
Virtual
Boy
when it came out.
Yeah, Virtual Boy.
I played it at
Everything in
Walmart.
red.
It's amazing.
Terrible.
Let's end the show with something I know Undead probably really wants to talk about.
Woohoo!
Let's talk about Dreams.
Zombies?
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
Undead, did you just do a
Battletoads?
write
You mean
up?
Ninja Turtles ripoff? Oh,
Did
sorry.
you just do an article on Dreams?
Yes, I did.
Oh, we got a Dreams fan?
Hey, I've got Dreams on my PS4.
I have dreams
every day.
I have dreams of not being on parole. I have dreams of not going,
and we don't want to hear your dreams for it because I mean, even this is not a child-rated show. I put that on every time we go to we start to stream.
Well, that's because I told you my parole officer requests that. So.
Yeah, and your parole officer actually called me and it's really weird. We'll talk about it.
He's a lot nice.
Hey, it's a she. She just has a very deep voice.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Undead, give us your thoughts, dude, about Dreams.
Well, it's one of those things, like, I really enjoyed it because, like, when I was in school, my career endgame path was to do audio and sound design. So it's something I was really, like, into and everything else. It didn't end up panning out that way for me. But one of the first things I started diving into with Dreams was obviously the audio and sound design because so many people were creating levels within Dreams and didn't have audio design incorporated in because they couldn't figure it out or et cetera, et cetera. So I ended up going through and playing through like 20 different levels and creating like soundtracks, background noise, everything else. Dreams is really, really unique. And I know everyone always says this game may not be for you. It's not for everyone. I think Dreams is like very, very much like that. Like there's some things that people will love Dreams and some people just won't. But it's something that clicked really well with me because it really gave me an appreciation of how much thought goes into level design. Because like so often in social media, people are like, oh, why'd that game get delayed? You just throw a couple of levels together. It doesn't take that long. I spent like a solid 2 hours trying to get a platform elevator to perfectly go up and down at a consistent rate of speed without it screwing up. And that was a challenge. So gave me a much more appreciation for it. I just generally really enjoy it. Whether it's creating levels or playing other people's levels. There is a bomb Sonic 3D game in there that plays better than anything that's come out in the past 15 years from the Sonic franchise.
Yeah,
I
saw that and I was like, wow, someone... And mind you, the game's only been out, like a month or two, and someone had built that?
Yeah, and that was part of the brilliance of them doing that early access period. Everyone, like, I kind of scratched my head, was like, why are they access on a single player focused game? But what it ended up doing is, like, when I dove into Dreams, because I didn't buy it in early access, I got it on launch day, is there's all these insanely detailed and created levels because people had already been working in this game for 3 to 4 months. So there was a huge amount of content to go through and play and try out. And, like, don't get me wrong, not everything's a 10 out of 10 experience, and a lot of them are on the what I would call, in quotations, an experience, not a full-fledged game. But
that's awesome.
But in all honesty, like, playing PT again in Dreams was amazing, and everything else. I just wish news media sites would stop running with, oh, look, this person made this in Dreams, and not give the person who made it any credit, but will cash out on clicks for, oh, someone made Ghost of Tsushima in Dreams, but we're not going to list who the creator is or even attempt to talk to that person.
They recreated kind of like the trailer for Ghost of Tsushima in Dreams. Like, it's not even playable. You just hit play, and it's like a recreation of the trailer, which is cool. But there are people out there on Twitter trying to say, look at the game somebody made. And I'm like, come on, guys. Really?
Well, see, that's the thing, is, like, a lot of them are experiences or click and view. Like, you can actually, there's a section of Dreams where it's literally just still shots of people have created, like, hand drawings or things like that. There's a music section, which is just people putting together music. There's some really great stuff in there, but
Somebody
lot
made
of
a plate of breakfast with, like, eggs and sausage and stuff like that.
It's crazy the detail you can do in that game.
It's crazy all the stuff that can be created within the game. The game's community is really cool. Like, I did my first creation, kind of had a lot of trouble with, and someone actually played through it and then, like, messaged me on PSN and was like, "Hey, if you do this, this, and this, and this, it'll stop these issues you were having." And
That's amazing.
No, that's actually pretty damn good, because most people are like, "Hey, you know that swallow you're holding? Yeah, swallow it and fucking die." Oh,
yeah, like legitimately, like, all the feedback I got on most were things like, "Hey, you could do this better," or, "Hey, if you add me as a co-creator, I can help you tweak this." And, like, it's just a really nurturing community, and it's really weird because in the whole time I've been playing video games, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah,
I've never seen that happen.
Do better.
Too much COD, man. Too much COD.
I don't think that's true.
It may be.
There's never too much COD.
It may be true. Who knows?
Oh, my Yakuza's at 30%, people. 30.
Is that a single player or multiplayer? Like, I've never
single
played
player.
anything.
Single player.
It's a single player.
Okay.
It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto in a way, where you
all I did
travel
was cry
around
on the inside.
Sleeping Dogs. Pretty much.
Oh, like Sleeping Dogs.
But it's a more densely packed map though. It's not as big as those, but it's really good.
I'm gonna give it a try, man. Like I said, when I did have my PS4, I never played any Yakuza game. I was too busy playing God of War 3 Remastered. I think that was my absolute favorite game on the PS4.
I love that beginning, the Poseidon fight.
Oh my
so
goodness,
awesome.
Dude.
Gary Frank did a great job with that.
Dude, and I came in late to the the God of War franchise. I came in late. So, like, I got into God of War 3 Remastered, and then when it came to the next God of War, they're like, "No, we're changing it. You can't jump. We got an older Kratos, you know what I'm saying? A dad." And so I'm like, "Come on, man." Dude, I love hack and slash.
That was actually my first God of War I played. Was that dad one?
Oh, really?
All.
Yeah.
Dude, I like hack and slash. I like jumping up. I like having all these crazy enemies coming in and flooding in the area. I even like some of the camera positions when they switch up the camera and stuff like that. So I was not ready for that God of War change. I wish they kind of kept going with that kind of like hack and slash fixed camera, jumping and comboing around, chopping heads off, all that good stuff. But oh well.
Yeah, the only God of Wars I didn't play was like the PSP and Vita ones. At least I think there was some on Vita.
That's because you're too busy watching porn on it, dude.
I never owned a Vita, so or a PSP.
Liar.
Ah,
He's
but
lying.
Fork said he
internet
sent
says
you
the
one
Vita-
there.
I missed the Vita. The Vita was nice.
No, he didn't. It was a lie.
Ah, I thought
Be
the
playing
cake was a
Persona
lie.
4 then.
The cake was a lie, man. I learned that from the robot.
The what?
Portal.
It's Portal.
He's
Oh.
talking
Porno?
Porno?
Portal.
Exactly.
Portal.
Or no.
It was
That's
in the
Porn.
it was
I
in the
keep
orange
hearing
box for
porno.
I
Half-Life.
think I can help you
Asgard.
with this
Asgard.
Pam situation here.
Asgard.
Yeah,
You saying Pan or Pam?
okay, anyway. Yeah, all right. This conversation's got really strange. I know that's unusual. All right.
Never on this
Yeah.
Never saw
Nah,
that.
never
coming.
on this podcast.
show. No.
Yeah.
And
Never.
you think we'd be better at it because I mean, there's a lot invested in this show. I mean, just the production value alone. I mean, Jay,
Pyrotechnics is insane.
and how prepared about talking about certain topics that we put in the places
That,
like how
that white
how
glove
prepared-
guy.
Yeah.
Wilmy's list of topics before we went live, it was like crazy detailed, man. I was going through all of them, and I'm like, wow, we really have a lot to talk about.
No, we're gonna spend an hour and a half talking about dick.
No, we're just gonna talk about it. We're just gonna surround the bullshit. Is what we're gonna do.
like I said, man, we try to make it back to the good old days when gaming was actually fun. You hung out with your friends, you talk shit, you played games. And,
We're friends.
well, most of us are. You just
Most
kind of
of
like,
us.
Hold on, I have friends now.
yes.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
So I'm gonna need each of your addresses. I gotta give them to my parole officer because
Oh, that's fine. They know me.
Yeah, he's got the same parole officer.
It's no big deal. No big deal.
He travels.
it's a she. I tell you, she smoked. Okay, don't make fun of her. Just because she sounds like,
Hey,
"Hi, my name's Gretel. I'm here to talk to you."
She sound like Fran
Oh,
Drescher from The Nanny.
Yeah.
Look at all that chocolate.
Dude, I just don't understand how you got so many years over your head for indecent exposure, man. Like, for you to be on parole this long, dude.
It's all about where you expose yourself.
And apparently, how long?
Oh yeah.
Well, they started to let him go for lack of evidence.
Dude, I just threw my vape. I'm done. Yeah, I called it in. I called it in.
He stuck his finger in his ass and said, "See, I told you there was one there."
Welcome to Gaming Beyond the Box, where you'll never know what we're going to talk about.
And see, the bad part,
Yeah.
like I said, man, our production
We have
value is so
topics.
high. You know,
Oh, dude, we got topics for days.
Well, I mean, we got to woo you in before it goes down.
yeah, I'm running this shit on like $10,000 worth of PC hardware. Jay, graphic god. I mean, he's been paid a small fortune to make all this stuff,
dude.
He probably bought a Ferrari
Shout out
by
to
now.
Graphic God, by the way, man. Like everything he touches, man, just comes out so awesome.
Did you see our intro?
Oh, by the way,
I mean-
if anybody ever needs anything, talk to Graphic God, because even after I've bought stuff from him and done stuff, he will reach out to me to make sure.
Bought and stuff.
It is bought, and he will fucking deal with it. God damn it! It is my word right now. It is bought.
As well.
I'm using quotation marks. It's bought, damn it.
Use your quotation marks.
Like if you notice the background, you'll notice the console shifts every few seconds. I mean, after
But it
we did
always
the
lands
initial,
on the GameCube, though.
Yeah.
What's going on with that, man?
GameCube was Jay's idea.
Because it's the only box.
The gaming lunchbox right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, look, until you've been hit by one, you really do not understand how fantastic that thing is.
Dude,
It
how
hurt.
come I can believe you got smacked by a GameCube? Man? I don't know why.
Well, I've led an interesting life.
Yeah, we're
Many
quite sure of that.
stories.
And thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. In 2 hours, I will level up another year.
Oh, don't worry. I will make sure to call you.
I will make sure to turn the ringer off on my phone. Thank you for the advance warning.
Hey, thanks for
Oh,
that.
dude, hold on, Wilmy, you're gonna level up one more year, so that means you're finally gonna be eligible for like the senior discount at IHOP and stuff.
I'm not that old yet. I am not that
I know
old
who I'm
yet.
going to eat with now.
I will
It just
be.
got 15% cheaper.
I will be 47. Okay, it's not that old.
Okay,
So-
first of all, how many times have you been 47?
This will be my first, actually.
The funny
So-
part is when you just say like that old.
He was 46 like 5 times though, just to let you know.
Well, I've been 46 for a year. What do you expect, dude?
No, 5 times, five
No.
years, 5 years of 46.
No,
But see,
man. I'll be
Wilmy
47.
ages
I
like a
promise.
dog, so he's like 400 and something years old now.
Well, see, I was close to being born on a leap year. If that would have happened,
Yo,
man, just
he's
think how
like
young
the
I would be.
He's like
This
the
is
Yoda of the
Wilmy's having
gaming
a who?
community, man.
The Yoda.
Yeah, he's like 400 years old, and I don't remember Yoda being that edgy with words though. It was a little weird.
Oh, well, you're
But
saying
back
you've
to,
listened to a few of my podcasts about, streamers that sound like their names, describes the taste of semen? Is that what you're referring to?
Streamers sound
I can't think of who that would be right off the top of my
Fruity!
head.
You drinking a pineapple fruity.
Yeah, because that's really.
You just made my face freeze in a disgusted look, man. I couldn't get out of it. Real
Look,
quick.
you gotta taste your semen every now and then. You gotta make sure it's okay.
Okay, on that note, that
well.
tells me, we're about done because all the alcohol Forrest's been consuming is finally going to his
It's
brain.
a little salty. I mean, you got to deal with it.
Yeah, see?
Oh no!
Ghost is my backup man. He knows. He knows what we're getting at.
It
All
is
right.
what it is, fellas. It is what
That's
it is.
it. But let's get our outros. Thank everybody for showing up, and we will start with Fort Boy. Fort, tell everybody where they can find you besides the probation office.
Hey, everybody. Glad for y'all to come out. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for hitting the like button. Appreciate every single one of you coming out, all the comments, and being out here every single week, listening to our wonderful, non-statistical opinions. You can find me at ForkBoy_Gaming on Twitter and ForkBoy_Gaming on Twitch. Come on out. It's basically the same thing, just you watch horrible gameplay while we do it.
Nice.
Pretty
I
much.
love horrible gameplay.
It's pretty.
It is very
All that
horrible gameplay.
gliding.
You get to watch me play. It is like, jump, goddammit! Just jump!
But you don't jump, you glide. That's the problem.
Stop dying!
The problem
my
is Destiny.
5-year-old.
That's what the problem is.
That's it.
We play other things. Oh, and by the way, on Sundays we usually run Modern Warfare.
Wow, what?
Warfare open lobbies. Good
Modern
God.
welfare. Yeah.
Modern Welfare, where we give you money and you can walk away.
Oh, I'm there.
Good.
Hold on, I'm
You're
there.
gonna have all kinds of people showing up to that one.
By the way, Leo hands out hand jobs for free. So come on out.
Wait, what?
right.
I don't remember that in my contract.
You
You
should
got
have
a contract?
Ghost,
How's that
Yeah, you got a
happen?
contract?
Ghost wrote it. Ghost wrote it on a napkin. He
Yeah.
Of course it was Ghost, son of a
It's,
bitch.
it's fine. You'll be
All right, HR Bomber, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Of course, you can find me on the Twitter at HRBomber1414.
Twitter.
You can, of course, find me on Xbox and sometimes on PSN at HR Bomber. Of course,
That sounds
here
right.
every Wednesday, or if we happen to change it on Thursday.
You
at
can also
8 p.m.
find him on World of Warcraft under I Touch Nuts.
Yes. And I am a rogue, so I'm very sneaky.
Okay. Leo, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
fucking wow does things.
Well, thanks for everyone that came out. You can find me, Leonidas1084, everywhere. Have a good night, guys.
All right,
That
and
was short.
yeah,
Well, what do you want me to say?
it was Fork.
I don't
It was
know.
short like Fork's penis.
Christ,
Next,
get off my ass,
Techno,
It's
where can
the
everybody find you, dude?
thickness. It's the
What's
thickness
up,
that matters.
everybody? Thank you for having me on. It's been fun. It was great listening to you guys. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube under Technoblast with a K, not a CH.
There you go. And Ghost, where can
Did
everybody
you just
find
go
you?
choo-choo?
Somebody else did.
Oh, I was like, wow, that's kind of impressive there, Shooter McGavin.
Fire
Pew,
off.
pew, pew, pew.
At first, I thought he did, but no. I think
I thought you too. I'm like, wow, Shooter McGavin.
I'll give you 3 guesses on who did that, by the way. Yeah.
All right, Ghost, tell everybody where they can find you, dude.
Hey, thanks for everybody coming out. You can find me at The Evil Ghost on Twitter, Xbox. Well, that's basically all I hang out on. But come out and check out the working crew. All of us playing video games, being stupid, and having a good time to bring positive, motivating gameplay to others because we're happy or some shit. But everybody get high and get fucked up.
Did you say motivating?
Motivating.
Happy or some shit.
Yeah.
Dude, like, we totally want you to play games, man. And we like, we're going to smoke them all, and we're going to, like, be all totally positive.
There's different levels of highness. Once you understand the different levels of highness, yes.
See, they don't know. They ain't played. They don't know.
See, I've played enough with Ghost to understand there's different levels of his height, of how high he is.
I'm hitting level 2 when we get off the show, by the way. Level 2.
My dealer ran out of shit. I found a new guy, and 10 minutes later we hear, whoa. We're like, he's all, this is some strong shit.
Yo, for real.
You start hearing the Chronic playing in the background on this mic.
It was funny as shit because it was like
marijuana is.
You could tell that he was sitting there going, "I'm glad I didn't do more. This might be dangerous."
Is my face supposed to stretch, Fork?
No, I mean that's usually if I'm eating acid tabs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's shrooms,
right?
Oh, we got that from Bomber, didn't we? Yeah, that's the experience right there.
Be like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Acid out of his sister's vagina. I mean,
Right, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, Undead, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Well, if you want to follow my shitty video game opinions or listen to me talk about how much marijuana I smoke every day, you can follow me on Twitter at Undead3XVI. I write for lordsofgaming.net. You can find all my written work there. And yeah, thanks for having me on. It was a blast.
Oh, man, I've been wanting to get you on for a while. I'm a big fan of the Lord, so you know that. Great group of guys, man, and I don't have to tell you who they are. If you don't know who they are, you're not doing YouTube and social media correctly. So
there's a wrong way to do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrong ways to do it.
I need to know what the wrong way is because once again, I have a meeting tomorrow.
I think I'm supposed to throw more hate around because I don't think I'm doing it right.
Leo, you live in Ohio. You don't know how to hate except the fact you hate where you live.
Well,
or Michigan.
People from Ohio don't really hate until they move here to the beach.
Okay, let's be honest. They live in a damn state literally that says, hey, if you take out the O's, it's high.
I've never heard that.
All right.
That sounded like that was a lot of thought right there.
Yeah, he put some thought in that one,
Someone
didn't he?
told me that, and I had to sit there and think about it and go, oh, dear God. Yes.
And I want to know,
way too much time on this.
am I the only person on this podcast besides Fork that doesn't have to be drug tested?
I don't.
Well, I mean, I get drug tested, but I tell them all the time it's a waste of time and money. Sir, your drug test came back. You're 6 months pregnant. Oh, fuck.
I have to do it to keep my insurance for my business. Because if I ever test positive for anything, man, they can legitimately cancel some of my insurance for my company. So,
I get drug tested randomly here and there because apparently, running an X-ray machine, they think I'm going to take drugs.
Legalizes it, you know what I'm saying?
Bernie. Lord.
That's
Feel the
matter.
burn! Feel the burn!
Feel the burn!
It hurts when I pee. Anyway.
Don't worry, we got antibiotics for that.
All right, Xbot, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Yeah, brother. Well, first off, thanks for having me on. I had an absolute blast with this panel. You guys kill it every time you go live, and I was really happy to be a part of it. You can follow me on Twitter at xbot448. I do have a small YouTube channel. If you like common sense and gaming news, you might want to check it out. And of course, it is called xbot448. And one more thing, Battletoads.
Also, he has a Halo helmet for sale. Make sure to DM him about it.
That DM was so funny. I'm like, what? What do you?
Well, dude, you posted it. I'm like, why the hell are you selling that?
No,
and then an hour later, Wilmy tags you. I'm like, oh, okay.
I was like, man, we need to talk more because you really have no idea about me. I'll never sell something like that. That's mine. Just like that plasma sword, man.
His name is literally Xbot. I don't think he would be selling that.
I I have over 3 months in game on Halo 5. I am not giving up any
I'm
Halo.
sorry to hear
merchandise,
that.
man.
That is a lot of
Oh,
Damn. Leo is straight up savage tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, that's mean, man. I don't even know what to say.
Have you been taking testosterone again, Leo?
Nah, estrogen.
Oh, okay.
Leo has been waiting for me to get on the show just so he could talk shit.
Oh,
yeah, no,
I was like, I'm waiting for the X-Bot. I'm here. I'm waiting.
Hey,
I'm
so out of
calling your ass
curiosity,
out,
man,
motherfucker. Let's go.
where's everybody located?
I am located in
Oh,
Leo's
everyone knows
Montana.
where I'm located.
Me, I'm in Carolina Beach, North Carolina.
Texas.
Oh, you're in
Alabama,
South Jersey.
baby.
Don't lie.
Woo!
I'm in Texas.
South Carolina.
Yeah, and Ghost is like 50 miles away from me.
I guess I'm like, furthest away from you guys as a group. being in Connecticut. Shout out to my brother Crispy, who also lives in this trash ass state.
Tell us how you really feel.
And on that note, of course,
Wilmy, where can they find you?
thank you, Leo. And I am Wilmy Hood. You can find me. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Just type in Wilmy Hood. And now I'm also on Stadia. Please send me a friend request on Stadia because me and Mooch are getting kind of lonely. You can find me on Xbox. You can find me on PlayStation. You can find me on Steam, Epic Store, Switch. You can find me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. It's not exactly what you're thinking it is, but I do have a Facebook page, Instagram, and all that other good crazy shit. And thank all of you. This podcast gets bigger every week when we do it. And we try to have real gamers on the show. I said this last week. I'm not out here trying to get these crazy ass, fanboys of either console on the show. We want real gamers to come here and guest. We don't take this shit seriously. We're not going to sit and argue with people. It's all about the games, man. That's all it is. That's all it should be. So I appreciate
Just having
everybody.
a good time.
That's it. We appreciate everybody coming out because, like we said, a few months ago when we first started, we were lucky to have 7 people watching, and most of those were family and friends.
And us.
Yeah, and us. And I do
someone comment in chat. Nobody said anything.
And I do want to give a shout out. I'm pretty sure my son is watching from Orlando. If you see Sono in the chat, that is my son, and I want give a shout out to him and my soon-to-be daughter-in-law down there watching. And as far as we go, I think that's pretty much it. Anybody got anything else to add?
Yes, as of last night, Wilmy is now also on Pornhub. I added him last night. Wilmy Hood.
I would not be surprised.
I clicked on his name. It was just it was all man on man shit. Like what's going on there, bro?
That's
you got to
Big Dick Dave.
Animal. Different levels there, bro. It's like it gets dark. That's all I'm gonna say. Dark.
Wow. And you think you know somebody, right?
A
lot of closet porn.
Oh my god, you sick fuckers. Fork is going to hear this in the next couple of minutes at his door.
I can't wait. The DMs. It doesn't exist.
Well, you can't hear it, but everybody else in the chat can hear it. So I do that shit on purpose. I do not add it into Discord. I don't want you to hear it. I want you to go back and listen to the show and hear it.
Ooh.
So on that note, I am going to play.
Feisty in his old age.
I know.
Fuck all of you.
Now he's all.
Fuck every single one of you fuckers. I am gonna get grumpy in my old age at midnight. So fuck every one of you.
What do you mean grumpy? You're already grumpy. How much more grumpy are you gonna get?
Oh, kiss my ass, you hairy knuckle dragon knee slapping pervert. Ghost already told me your best use was a screen door in a submarine anyway. So
hey, you know what? It has one use, to sink it. So bam, I'm useful, bitch.
I use flex
useless as a solar powered flashlight.
But your wife says you can't sink the little man in the canoe, can you? Oh.
Well, I mean, why do you want to sink him? He's just
yeah, that went way over Fork's head. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a good night, everybody.
Talk to you guys later.
And we are going to end it with this awesome. I got to give my shout out to Jay. I'm going to end the show with our awesome gaming clip.
Yeah, they can still hear you, right?
They can still hear us. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're fucking up the music. Leo!
Oh, did Mr. Cranky Pants stole this shit off?
Hey, you gotta admit, this is Jason.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. They can hear us.
Oh.
I mean, it's gaming beyond the box. That's kind of
We say we're leaving. We stay here for another 30 minutes.
fucking A, man. Why not?
Podcast is over. We're gonna stick around for another hour.
All right, we're officially out now. Thank you. Good night, everybody. I'll see everybody on Breakfast with Boom Friday morning at 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure he just put up an announcement for it. I'll see you.